Kelly, Miami transfer, actually has played twice against Carolina in the past, a total of 5 tackles and a sack in his career against the Heels. Senior from Oakland Park, Florida, another player that Bill Belichick said he thought would be a future NFL guy. Defensive tackles, starters are listed as John Walker and R.J. Jackson Jr., but keep an eye and ear out for Horace Lockett, number 13, Georgia Tech transfer, another player that has really caught the eye of the Carolina coaching staff this week. 2 listed starters at linebacker, Kelly Lawson and Lewis Clark. Clark did not play last game. He had to sit out the first half due to a targeting call against Jacksonville State, and then the score got to the point that the UCF coaches did not put their starting middle linebacker back in the blowout win over North Carolina A&T. Braden Marshall is the nickelback for UCF. Jaden Bellamy and Antoine Jackson, the listed starters at corner. Philip Dunham and Jaden Williams at safety. Williams is the man who made a really big 4th down tackle for UCF the first week against Jacksonville State. That gave the ball back to the Knights, that allowed them to score with 1 minute and 3 seconds left and win the ball game. So those, again, our starting lineups presented by Coors Light. Let's go from there to our uniform reveal, brought to you by UniFirst. If you need work uniforms that help your team stay at the top of their game, UniFirst can deliver for you. What will you get? Gosh, exceptional service, top-notch products, and uniform experts who always deliver. The Heels going with the Carolina blue helmets with the white NC on the side, the Argyle stripe down the center, white tops and breeches, Carolina blue numbers, letters, and trim, the Carolina blue Argyle down the side of the pants. Hot uniforms for UCF on this hot day. They're going gold helmets with the stair-step UCF logo, black jerseys, and white breeches. Coin toss underway. Let's listen in to ACC referee Nate Black as he figures out who's going to have the ball first.
Heads. Heads is called. It's heads. You've won the toss first.
So that is the voice
of
Christo Kelly calling out heads. So Kelly, who has only played the very beginning of the TCU game, Kelly was out there with the captains for Carolina today, called heads. It was heads. Carolina defers, so UCF will have it first. The other captains for the Heels were 3 defensive players, Will Hardy, Andrew Simpson, and also Kamori House. So it's going to be UCF with the ball first. Carolina kicking off to the Knights here in Orlando. Joe Yacht, it's a big game, it feels like, and just about time to go.
Wow, you can really already feel the tension building now as Carolina comes off those 2 big wins in Charlotte and Richmond to get to that 2-1 record. But now the big test after the TCU fall down, and we'll see where Carolina football is at right now. This is an exciting time to be a Tar Heel fan.
Reese Verhoff, 75% of his kickoffs have been touchbacks so far this year. He'll be the kickoff man for the Heels, although both teams not yet on the field as they go through some final warm-ups, waiting for the clearance to jump on the field. We're a little bit later getting kicked off today due to a slide of the kickoff because of television coverage this afternoon. So going to be closer to 3:45 for the start of this one in Orlando. Bright sunny day. There are some clouds around, but it's middle of Florida. What do you expect? There was a rain shower earlier in the day, right actually when the Tar Heels were busing in from their hotel. But no threatening clouds around right now. But it is for sure warm. And in fact, while we wait, why don't we go and do the weather report brought to you by TK Mulligan Crafted Vodka Cocktails. They were born in North Carolina with one goal in mind: to craft the highest quality drinks on the market at 5% ABV. Perfect for enjoying on the patio and at the tailgate. Find statewide at North Carolina ABC stores. We're at 85 degrees right now with the real feel around mid-90s and high humidity as well here in Orlando.
Got a little breeze coming in, though. Little breeze.
Jaden Nixon, who returned a kickoff for a touchdown in the game against North Carolina A&T, is on the far hash for Central Florida. They'll be returning this kick from right to left. Here comes Verhoff, and the ball blew off the tee.
I told you there was a breeze.
Let's wait one more moment here. The other man back is Ajamin Uddy for Central Florida. He is at about the 5-yard line on the near hash. Yeah, these two teams were supposed to play in 2018, supposed to play in 2020. Finally, it's time to go. Kickoff has been a little later than we expected, but now Verhoff ready. Jogs up, boots a low line drive kick. No chance for a return as it hits on the back line of the end zone and skips through. So it will be a touchback. Central Florida will start on its own 25-yard line.
Yeah, you know it's a rough crowd around here when the fans just booed the ball falling off the tee.
Let's see here. If there's any surprise starters, it is Taven Jackson, who will be the quarterback. Marcus Burke is one of the wide receivers, redshirt senior transfer from Florida. He'll be out wide left for the Knights. In the pistol formation, Taven Jackson ready to go. First snap of the ball game. Play action, rolls out to the right side. Dumps it off in the flat, caught there. Caleb Cost able to chase the Knight out of bounds after a gain of 5, maybe 6 yards. But it is positive yardage for UCF on play number 1.
Yeah, real good play right there. They get the action of the offensive line moving to their left side and then boot out to the right, back in the flat, pick up a few 5 yards, 2nd and 5.
DJ Black, the wide receiver, was the man who caught the ball for the Knights. Pump fake on a screen, looking down the near sideline, and Taven Jackson sails it out of bounds. Good job there by the Tar Heels. Tried to get the tight end, Dylan Wade, sneaking out of there on a wheel route, but Caleb Cost defending well in the secondary, and it'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, and the refs got to see that. That man in motion was a running man motion that was headed up towards the line of scrimmage like it was back in my CFL playing days where you had the free motion and there's no penalty on the play. Got to be able to see him getting that head of steam moving forward.
So an early 3rd down here, UCF converting at 46% through 2 games this season. Taven Jackson out of the shotgun. Carolina will rush just 4. Dumps it off over the middle. Open man and a lot of room to run. DJ Black has the first down on the far side. Numbers to the 50-yard line. Carolina had a couple defenders bang into each other in the middle of the field. That allowed Black open space and a gain of 20.
And that was the exact same play that they ran against Jacksonville State to score a touchdown. A little delay by the tight end. Everything clear out on the shallow cross. Delay the tight end across, and then he picks up a big gainer.
Andrew Simpson collided with a teammate as he was trying to run with DJ Black. Tar Heels crowd the line of scrimmage now for 1st and 10 from midfield. It'll be the first run of the game. Taven Jackson keeps it himself after the play action. Comes over left guard and gets 4 yards out to the 46-yard line. As that was actually a no quarterback. That was Jakari Brown, the Miami transfer, who has come in and ran that play for UCF.
Yeah, good play. Carolina comes out of the gate playing almost every snap defensively, man-to-man across the board.
So Brown stays in the game now for UCF as there's movement up front. Looks like Paul Rubelt, the left tackle, out of his stance too early. So a surprise as Jakari Brown. That penalty is on UCF, so it'll be second down and 11. Jakari Brown, Miami transfer, really good runner. He's now going to come out. He had 5 carries for 106 yards and 2 touchdowns against A&T. He was also 2 of 3 in the air for 15. So he came in, now he comes out, and Taven Jackson is back in. So already multiple quarterbacks on this first drive for UCF. Scoreless, 2 minutes gone by in Orlando. Handoff, and the Tar Heels do a nice job getting to it as Miles Montgomery is able to get to the Tar Heel 48 on the play. A gain of 3 will bring up 3rd and 8.
Yeah, Leroy Jackson made a really nice play coming off the block, getting down the line and making a tackle. That was a very, very difficult and athletic play to keep that to a short gain.
So 3rd and long. UCF converted a 3rd down earlier in the drive. They'll try again. Taven Jackson throws out to the right, caught right at the sticks. I think it's going to be about half a yard shy. Marcus Allen made the immediate tackle on DJ Black right side. It will not be a 1st down, but it is 4th and very short.
Yeah, looks like they're going to go for it, bringing in their heavy package with 2 tight ends.
So the ball is at the Tar Heel 41-yard line. They marked that ball a little farther back than I anticipated, actually. And the officials are going to say this play is under further review. Joe, I don't think the spot would be reviewed here, although it's a little farther back than I thought.
I agree with you. I don't think that's a spot review. It looked pretty good. Maybe did he catch the ball or get it knocked out? Hopefully they show something on the big screen here.
Yeah, Marcus Allen made an immediate hit on Black as he angled in from the right side, made the grab. It's his second catch of the day. So he has 2, and then there's also Marcus Burke had a catch earlier in the game, that 20-yarder. I believe I told you that was Black. It was actually Burke who made that catch. This one was Black.
The ruling on the field is upheld. It's 4th down.
Yeah, I do think they were reviewing the spot there, and they uphold it. So it is not quite a full yard. The back tip of the football for UCF is touching the Tar Heel 41-yard line. They need the 40 for the first down. Knights are going from right to left. First drive of the ball game. 3 minutes gone by. UCF has picked up 1 first down so far on this drive. And now looking at 4th and less than a yard. The Knights are a perfect 4 for 4 on 4th down this year. Taven Jackson with Montgomery to his right. Jackson is going to keep it himself, is in trouble, but dives forward for enough.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Jones. At first, he felt like he needed to bounce it outside and wouldn't have had the first down, but was able to get some penetration forward, fall forward for the first down.
Thad Dixon was the man who made the hit for Carolina. It wasn't a real clean-looking play, but it was enough for the Knights to keep the drive going. Clock moving, 11:18 to go in the first quarter. Taven Jackson in the pistol. Turns and hands off, and the Tar Heels in the backfield. Multiple Tar Heels in the area. First Carolina player there was Smith Vilbert, the Penn State transfer, knifing in. That's a loss of 3 back to the 41 or 42-yard line.
Yeah, you couldn't have said it any better. He knifed right down the line, and right as he handed off the ball to the ball carrier, he's tackled in the backfield for a loss. That's that solid penetration. Carolina themselves are not afraid at times to also slant their fronts.
9th play of the drive upcoming for UCF. First drive of the ball game. They're at the Tar Heel 42, 2nd and 13. Jackson play action, quick throw. Caught in an immediate tackle for Carolina. Making the stop is Will Hardy, wrestling down Dylan Wade, the tight end, at the 36-yard line. Gain of 6, and it brings up 3rd and 7. Again, UCF 1 for 2 on 3rd downs. Converted 1, then got about half a yard away and picked up the first down on 4th down a few minutes ago.
Yeah, and you start looking at play count. This, as you said, would be the 10th play of the drive. This is a very important 3rd down for Carolina defense to get off the field.
Jackson's going to be under center for the first time. Montgomery, the back, behind him in the backfield. He'll turn, play action, roll out to the near side. Pressure is there. The throw is caught. Big hit in the secondary, but DJ Black holds on despite Dixon and Hardy making the shot. It will be a first down as UCF again converts to the Tar Heel 21-yard line.
Yeah, Dixon put a great hit on. Great job holding on to the football, but is also, even though they converted, that was also a great job by Thaddeus Dixon staying low and not getting up near the receiver's head, because as he was moving in, that could have very easily been a potential targeting play.
DJ Black had 6 catches this year, brought that one in again as Jackson ready to go in the shotgun. He'll hand off to Montgomery, trying to weave his way right side, breaks 1 tackle, and because of that, he got loose from Smith Vilbert. That allowed him to pick up 5 yards on the play. Vilbert just couldn't quite wrap him up and defeat the block at the same time. It's 2nd and 5. Still the first drive of the game. UCF has had the ball now for nearly 6 minutes. The clock at 9:02, 9:01. It's 2nd and 5 from the Tar Heel 16. Shotgun snap is high, but the Knights QB Jackson able to secure it, get the handoff made, and a gain of 3. It'll bring up 3rd down again for UCF.
And this is where the Tar Heel defense has really made their bread and butter as you get into the red zone, being able to hold opponents from getting into the end zone.
3rd down, 2 to go. They need the 11. They're at the 13. Quick snap. Jackson keeps it himself around the right side, and he's going to score. Play action from Taven Jackson, wrapped around the right side, and there wasn't anybody there for the Heels as UCF marches down the field and scores on its first possession.
Yeah, that's just a case of making sure who has backside contained. If the run is going away from you, you're not going to make that play anyways if on the backside. The only thing you can do is protect yourself where the quarterback boots out, but instead the defender comes down the line, leaves that boot wide open, nobody protect the backside, comes out the other end for a touchdown.
Third rushing score for Taven Jackson on the year. That one came from 13 yards away. Extra point is good as well. And UCF takes the early 7-0 lead as they held the ball 13 plays, 75 yards, 6:37 off the clock. So the Tar Heels got UCF into multiple third downs, but could not get off the field, and the Knights strike first. 8:23 to go. First quarter in Orlando. Tar Heel offense will try and respond when we return. Down 7-0 from Learfield.
If you're a Tar Heel fan, you know what a winning lineup looks like. Tough, dependable, and versatile. So if you're looking for a new car, check out Honda's impressive award-winning roster to find your MVP. Civic, Accord, CRV, HRV, Passport, Odyssey, Ridgeline, and Pilot. Rugged capability, intelligent all-wheel drive systems, and traction modes. Find your Honda at your Honda dealers of the Carolinas today.
This is Tar Heel football from Learfield.
We know that the rules of engagement were made to be broken. So don't settle for the first ring you see in the case. When you put a ring on it, make the moment your own with something that's just as unique as your love. Whether you're going big, keeping it subtle, or finding a happy medium, we're here to help you say I do with a one-of-a-kind design. Because doing things your way is what makes them mean everything. Reed's Jewelers, an official partner of Tar Heel Sports. Visit your local Reed's Jewelers in-store or online at reeds.com to chat with an expert.
To us, every moment matters. Moments of quiet perseverance and loud celebrations. Starting moments and the moments that make us feel unstoppable. We're here to help you be present for them all. UNC Health is dedicated to getting you back to what you love. Faster, stronger, and healthier. Proud partner of Carolina Athletics.
So for the first time since the TCU game, the Tar Heels allow a touchdown. It comes on the opening drive, a lengthy one. 13 plays, 75 yards, 6:37 off the clock. The big number on that drive, Joe Yock, third down.
Yeah.
As UCF 3 for 4 on third down. The one they didn't convert, they got to within less than a yard, went for it on fourth down. So third down success, critically important for the Knights in that drive.
Yeah, and it's a little bit worrisome just from the fact that I didn't see UCF do anything that I hadn't seen on film with all their time to prepare. They ran a lot of their base stuff and able to give the quarterback some time. You just got to tighten up on defense, get some pressure, create some turnovers, do some things that can change the momentum of the game. But it all comes down to this right now. The offense gets on the field, say, hey, they make some plays, they go down, score, got to answer.
We're in the Lenovo broadcast booth, brought to you by Lenovo, global technology solutions company that has called North Carolina home for 2 decades and proud to support the community and the Tar Heels. Lenovo, smarter technology for all. Their website is lenovo.com. North Carolina Farm Bureau scoreboard reads 7-0 UCF. James Madison transfer Noe Ruelas actually kicked 2 field goals and was 7 of 7 in extra points against the Tar Heels a year ago. Ugly looking kickoff, bounces at around the 20. A Tar Heel up man picks it up at the 10, and that's Davion Goss, who is shoved out of bounds as he came to the near sideline around the 20. I don't think Ruelas was trying to do some kind of squib kick there. He just mishit it, it appeared, but it ends up working out for the Knights as Carolina, instead of getting the start at the 25 where a touchback would occur, they had a little bit of a messy return, and we'll start on the 20-yard line.
I got to give Goss credit, though. That ball was squirreling around on the ground, and he was able to pick it up and do something with it. That could end up being a lot uglier than what it was.
Well, a big sequence for the Tar Heel offense. Let's see if they can respond. June standing to the right of Lopez. Blasky is in at left tackle as Carolina sets up a screen to June. He slips through the first tackle behind the line of scrimmage, but is taken down at the 17-yard line, so he loses a couple on the play. Lewis Carter with the stop. June did a good job not to lose 7 or 8 on that play. He ends up losing 3. Instead, actually, they're going to call it back to the 16, so a loss of 4 on the play.
Yeah, the one thing you can't do is get behind the chains, but you got to give Lewis Carter credit right there. The Carolina had a nice little screen set up, but he read it right away and was able to get out there before the blockers could get to him.
Tar Heels have Ship and Green on the right side of the line. Now Green comes in motion. They hand off to June, and he's able just to fight close to the original line of scrimmage, the 20. He'll be down at the 18, and just what the Heels did not want, a 3rd and long. It's going to be 3rd and 12. Third downs have been troublesome. Carolina converting at just 33%. That is last in the ACC and 108th in the country. And this is a 3rd and 12. UCF fans trying to get loud. Caleb Hood is in there. Looks like UCF was in the neutral zone. This is going to be a free play as Lopez throws it. It is intercepted, but there are flags all over the field. UCF's going to take this back for a touchdown down the right sideline, but do not think it's going to count. Antoine Jackson, the man who made the interception and ran it back, but do think it was pretty clearly an offside on UCF. Tar Heels knew that. Malachi Lawrence was bearing down on Lopez.
Offside. Defense, number 55. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
That's John Walker in the middle of the defensive line. It was Malachi Lawrence had just whipped the Tar Heel up front and was bearing down on Lopez, which made him throw it sooner than he wanted. Fortunately, the offside erases the interception. Instead, it will be 3rd down and 7 for the Heels.
Yeah, if he would have not been barreled down, Gio could have thrown that ball. Javarius Green was wide open behind the defense.
So 3rd and 7. Lopez out of the shotgun. Better protection this time. Throws it. Ship catches short of the sticks, but is able to step through a tackle and get the 1st down.
Ooh, that's exactly what Carolina needed. How often we talked about not being able to overcome those 2nd and long, 3rd and longs, able to get the offside penalty, and then able to convert on 3rd down. Great job by Tar Heel offense, and a nice throw by Gio Lopez.
Heels gained 10 on the play. Ship shoved out of bounds far sideline at the 33. 7-0 UCF. First drive of the game for Carolina. Play action. Lopez, his pass is tipped and intercepted. Nigel Kelly comes down with the interception.
And I'm not exactly sure why Gio double-clutched this one. He had the receiver open. If he just would have thrown it on time and letting it go, he would have never had the opportunity to get his hand up, bat that, and then intercept it. Not exactly sure what Gio saw there, but I'm looking from up top here, and the receiver was running a slant route. If he just drops back and his first clutch just let it go, he would have been fine, but he put a double clutch on it, allowed the defender to get his hand up, bat it, get the interception. Now it's 1st down for the Knights in almost inside our red zone.
Yep, at the Carolina 23-yard line. The pass was tipped by Horace Lockett in the middle of the defensive line for UCF and then intercepted by Kelly. UCF in great position at the Tar Heel 23, already leading 7-0. Taven Jackson looking for the kill shot, and he overshoots it on the far sideline. Will Hardy defending on the play. He was looking for his tight end, Dylan Wade, just on the doorstep of the end zone.
Yeah, fans wanted an interference call. Will Hardy was there to break up that play. I think that's a really good no call by the referee.
So Horace Lockett tips the pass at the line of scrimmage. It is his 2nd pass that he's tipped this year. Nigel Kelly with the interception, 1st of his career. The Miami transfer off the defensive front got the interception. Taven Jackson runs an option to the near side. Boy, Carolina did a really nice job sniffing that out. Will Hardy, also Thad Dixon and Abujide all there. Not fooled on the play. Almost a true triple option that time. Ends up gaining 2 yards for UCF to the 21. It'll be 3rd and 8.
Yeah, that's a great job knowing your assignments, who's got quarterback responsibility, who's got pitch man responsibility, and shutting down. This is a huge 3rd down for the Carolina defense.
Already 7-0 UCF. Carolina trying to survive an interception. Taven Jackson riding the mesh point. Now a little shovel pass up the middle of the line. It is completed, but the Heels swallow up the receiver on the play. Dwayne Thomas Jr. from his wide receiver position receives the shovel pass, but Carolina all over it. It is a gain of a couple and will force a field goal attempt for UCF.
Yeah, and that really shows the athleticism and the inside of the Carolina defense. That was a play that was set up for that hole to open up and then give the little shovel pass and be off to the races. But the athleticism of the Carolina defensive line just shuts that down quickly.
This will be about a 36-yard kick for Ruelas, pretty much straight away. Heels get in there pretty nicely, but can't get a hand on it, and Ruelas sends it through. So UCF makes the interception pay off with 3. 4:51 to go in the first quarter. Already 10-0 UCF. Nice job by the Tar Heel defense, holding them to a field goal. Carolina's got to get something moving when we return. 10-0 Knights, 4:51 to go first quarter from Learfield.
The fans came out today, David.
That's right, Gabe. Big games mean bigger tailgates.
Check out that Ford F-150 truck, a championship caliber performance.
Oh, flawless execution, Gabe. Smart, powerful, and with available Pro Power on board, F-150 just took this tailgate over the top.
Game on, David. For the latest offers on Ford F-150, go to buyfordnow.com to see your Carolina Ford dealer today. See owner's manual for important operating instructions.
Now at the new Verizon stores in Raleigh and Durham, we're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on my plan. Check out our huge selection of phones, home internet, and so much more. From shopping to support and everything in between, it's your one-stop shop to get it all. Because at Verizon, whether you're already a customer or you're just joining us, we got you.
Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
They're not just the Tar Heels, they're your Tar Heels. Customize your eligible Wells Fargo debit card or open an account today and show your Tar Heel pride with every purchase. Get started at wellsfargo.com/Tar Heels. Wells Fargo is proud to be an official sponsor of Carolina Athletics. Copyright 2025. Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
We're on the road with Honda dealers of the Carolinas. Take your Tar Heels tailgate to the next level with a new Honda. See your Honda dealer of the Carolinas today. You're listening to Tar Heel Football.
Appreciate you joining us no matter how you are doing so today. Maybe you're out in Boone and listening on WZJS, or maybe in Fayetteville on WFAY. Wherever you're listening to the Tar Heel Sports Network, we appreciate it. Wish we had better news at the moment. 10-0 UCF with the early lead. 4:51 to go in the first quarter. Let's make our first trip to the Tar Heel sideline. Our Pinehurst Resort sideline reporter, Lee Pace. Lee.
Well, when the offense comes back out, the offensive linemen and quarterbacks will have cooled down on what's called dragon seats. Bill Belichick was given the resources to purchase 4 of these units, named after the company that manufactures them. They're made out of fiberglass, and they are heated in the winter, cooled in the summer, and so the players' body temperatures are regulated quite a bit, and it cuts down on their chances of cramps.
It is warm today, hot and humid. UCF had a long first drive. Took nearly 7 minutes off the clock. This will be a touchback on the next kickoff as it bounces a yard or two into the end zone. So Tar Heels will start on their own 25, and Joe Yacht feels like Gio Lopez and the Heels in a big spot here.
Yeah, I think, Gio, the one thing that you have to do, obviously, is run the ball well on first down, get ahead of the chains, move the ball. But Gio also has to be quick in his decision making. See where he wants to go with the ball and get it out of his hand. On the interception, it was just that little bit of double clutch, allowed him to get that hand up in the air. So I'd like to see him settle in right now. Let's get some completions. The ball he threw to Ship on the in and out route to pick up the first down was a great route. Let's see him try to establish some confidence right now on this drive.
It was Lopez's first interception since the TCU game. And UCF paid it off with 3. Heels going to keep it on the ground with June. Tries to burrow his way left side. Forces the pile forward for a couple, as he'll get 2 on the play. Not a lot of room to run right now in the middle, but Joe Yacht, Carolina feels like it needs to stay committed to running the football.
And I said this in the pregame, that a 2 and 3 yard run can be a win sometimes, right? So they ran right at them. Sometimes when you run right at those slanting fronts, it sets things up for later in the game as those fronts slant, where you call a play where you get a cutback, and that's where you're able to crease one.
Green wide left, Ship slot right, Culliver wide right for Carolina. 2nd and 8. Down 10-0. Shotgun snap to Lopez. Off his back foot, completes it over the middle to the Tar Heel tight end, Jordan Owens. He quickly has his pins upended at the 37 or 32-yard line. It's a gain of 5, and will bring up 3rd down and 3 for Carolina.
Yeah, and these are the positions that it's okay for Kelly. This is what you want. Now you get into these 3rd down situations, got to make the conversions.
Heels going left to right, 3:52 to go, first quarter. 10-0 UCF, an early interception allowed the Knights to grab a 2-score lead. Big play here early. 3 receivers out to the left for Carolina. Lopez, clean pocket, still looking. Now he's in trouble, and down he goes. He had time, never could pull the trigger, and was eventually dropped back behind the 20 for a big loss.
Yeah, once again, I think early on in the route, he had the crossing route available to him. I believe it was Javarius Green that could have come open on the cross. He's looked that way, but just wasn't able to pull the trigger and make the throw.
That is a loss of 15 on the sack. Sincere Edwards, transfer from Pitt, gets his first sack of the year, 4.5 in his career. Tar Heel offense sluggish here early and already down 10-0. McGinnis back to punt for the first time. Takes a couple steps to his right and gets off a good one. Fair catch called for and made at around the 35-yard line by UCF. They have 2 different number 7s who return kicks. Sometimes it's Antoine Jackson, sometimes Dwayne Thomas. I believe that was Jackson who made that fair catch. As it stands, Knights have the ball again. Tar Heels so far offensively have 2 yards. They're down 10-0, 2:47 to go in the first quarter from their field.
Tar Heel fans, CPI is a proud partner of Carolina Athletics. Get the best defense with the Southeast leader in smart security. With CPI Security's professional installation and state-of-the-art 24/7 monitoring, you can rest assured knowing your home and business are protected. Plus, with our newest service, Night Guard, you can sleep soundly knowing CPI is on guard in the overnight hours. Contact us today to learn more at cpisecurity.com.
To us, every moment matters. Moments of quiet perseverance and loud celebrations. Starting moments and the moments that make us feel unstoppable. We're here to help you be present for them all. UNC Health is dedicated to getting you back to what you love. Faster, stronger, and healthier. Proud partner of Carolina Athletics.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Lucky Larry's Landscaping, Larry! Larry saved his business money with a quick commercial auto quote from Progressive. Does it help he's his own marketing manager, accountant, executive assistant, and never been late? Technically, yes, but saving really put him over the edge. So, Larry, give Larry a round of applause. Be your own Larry. See if you could save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
UCF going to have the football with a 10-0 lead. 2:47 to go in the first quarter. A reminder that SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets. You can be a part of all the action this season, whether you're buying or selling tickets. SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of the Tar Heels. So some early numbers are Verizon stats. UCF, 85 yards of offense, 55 through the air, 30 on the ground. They had the one long drive, 13 plays, 75 yards, ended up in a 13-yard touchdown run by Taven Jackson. Then after the interception, Tar Heel defense did a nice job holding the Knights to 3 after they took over at the Carolina 23. Tar Heel offense, though, just 2 total yards. Some of that is skewed. They lost 15 on that sack, but still, even with that, they'd be under 20 yards of total offense to this point. 13 yards passing. The rushing is at -11, again, because of that sack of Lopez. Lopez, 3 of 4, 13 yards, and that interception. Jackson, 6 of 8, 55 yards for UCF. And it's been Burke and Black. Those two have 4 combined receptions for 47 yards so far for UCF, and several of those catches came on big down and distance situations. It'll be an empty backfield this time for Jackson. Now he will bring in a running back to come join him, fakes the handoff, and then throws it wide of his intended receiver on the near sideline. That is Burke. And ball sails into the bench area. It'll be 2nd and 10.
And that's why the little things like that right there. That could have been an easy 5-yard pickup, but Thaddeus Dixon was all over that, and Jackson felt him there, so he threw the ball a little bit wider. That's a confident corner playing that position.
Jaden Nixon is the running back for UCF. He's standing to the right of Jackson, and they'll throw him a swing pass on the right side. Cuts up the field, crosses the 40. He'll have a good gain of 7 for the Knights and bring up 3rd down again. UCF is 3 for 5 on 3rd down so far. This will be a 3rd and 3.
Yeah, and this could be exactly what the Tar Heels need right now after the offense has been sputtering a little bit, is to get a 3-and-out, get a stop here, make them punt.
Coach Belichick said most of the time UCF comes up to the line, gets the formation, looks to the sideline, and gets the play. This time the Knights do huddle up as they get ready to go. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Clock is at 2:03 and moving. First quarter, 10-0 UCF. Taven Jackson runs the option far side. Carolina can't quite get the tackle made as Nixon gets the first down. They had players there. Abujide and Bear were both in the area. Just couldn't quite get the tackle in time. They played that well until the very end. It's enough to move the chains. UCF now 4 of 6 on 3rd down.
Yeah, and they were right there for the tackle, but you got to give Nixon some credit. He was able to get his body low and fall forward.
10-0 UCF. Boy, Tar Heel sure could use a turnover here as they throw into the flat. Carolina was hoping for a block in the back or a hold or something on the edge. No flag comes in, and UCF gets another first down.
I mean, how is that possible? At the point of attack.
They get it into Carolina territory to the Tar Heel 42. It is a gain of 13 on the swing pass.
Yeah, you can't. Those are the calls as a ref. I'm not here to bash refs and whatnot, but that ball was swung out as the first tackler at the point of the attack who was just grabbed around and tackled to the ground.
Jaden Nixon was the receiver out of the backfield for UCF. Knights trying to go up 3 scores here as Taven Jackson fakes the dump off right side. Now he's going to run, and Carolina chases him down for a minimal gain on the play. DeAndre Robinson able to make the stop. Good job at every level there. Jackson was looking for a big ball. Carolina had it covered, so he eventually just tried to scramble. And DeAndre Robinson, not easy to take down that athletic quarterback in the open field, tripped him up for no gain on the play.
Yeah, and that's what I really like right here in the Carolina defense. They've given him a lot of different looks in the passing game, and the one thing that the Tar Heels have done well is clarity of responsibility, knowing outside of the boot for the touchdown, each player has known what the responsibility is, done a good job of covering the receivers, especially downfield.
8 seconds to go in the first quarter. UCF does get the snap off, hands off, stretching it to the near side. Carolina plays it well. Even having said that, Miles Montgomery was able to get a yard or two out of it. Coleman Bryson couldn't quite shove him out of bounds that first contact. That allowed Montgomery to tiptoe down the line for a couple and bring up third down. Oh, they're going to give him more than I thought. They're going to give him 5-6 yards on that play. So he was able to stay in bounds much longer than I anticipated. It'll be 3rd and 4 when we come back. He gained 6 on the play. That is the final play of the first quarter. It's all UCF. 114 yards and a turnover gained in the corner. Carolina has 2 yards of offense right now. Going to the second quarter in Orlando. 10-0 UCF from Learfield.
If you're a Tar Heel fan, you know what a winning lineup looks like. Tough, dependable, and versatile. So if you're looking for a new car, check out Honda's impressive award-winning roster to find your MVP. Civic, Accord, CR-V, HR-V, Passport, Odyssey, Ridgeline, and Pilot. Rugged capability, intelligent all-wheel drive systems, and traction modes. Find your Honda at your Honda dealers of the Carolinas today.
This week on Sports News, football's newest star ain't no rookie, it's DirecTV. They make it easy to find your pro and college teams across live TV and streaming apps so you never miss a moment. And with access to your game stats and scores in one place, it's good. It's DirecTV like you've never seen it. Visit DirecTV.com today. DirecTV is a proud partner of Carolina Athletics. Internet-connected Gemini device and separate subscriptions required. New residential customers auto-renews monthly. Cancel anytime. Equipment lease required. Unreturned device fees apply. Credit card and restrictions apply.
This is Carolina football from Learfield.
It's Bo time. Fumbling the food on game day? Rookie move. But you know Bo can make your tailgate a winner, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Because the Carolina Legend has everything you're craving. We're talking crispy, juicy chicken loaded with real Southern flavor, fluffy, scratch-made buttermilk biscuits, and all the fixins to feed your whole crew faster than you can say touchdown. Be the MVP this season and let Bojangles do the cooking. Order your tailgate today. It's Bo time.
This is Joe Yock, proud Tar Heel football alum. I know what it takes to stay on your feet, on the field and off. That's why I trust the Good Feet Store, proud partners of Carolina Athletics. They provide personalized arch supports that have helped thousands move better, feel better, and live pain-free. Get back to moving the way you're meant to. Visit the Good Feet Store right here in Chapel Hill or one of their 6 locations across the state. Support your heels and feel the difference.
$15 minutes done here in Orlando. UCF 10, Carolina 0. As the Knights continuing to drive, they'll have it 3rd down and 4 from the Tar Heel 36 when action resumes. Let's take a look at the stats presented by Verizon. Verizon now locks in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on My Plan. Joe, we talked about the total yards, and that certainly is a number, but I think the plays and the time of possession tell the story right now. 22 plays, 10 minutes and 50 seconds of possession time for UCF. Carolina's run just 7 plays, 4 minutes and 10 seconds of possession time. They have the turnover in there as well.
Yeah, and that takes its toll over the course of a game. That's why you got to be able to get off on these 3rd down stops, get off the field, give your opportunity to offense to move the ball, and then the offense just flat out has to move the ball. If you start swaying, you get up into that in the 4th quarter, and you start getting on offense that's 80, 85 plays, it's just going to flat wear the other team down. So this, and obviously right here too, with the ball being on the 36-yard line, this is potentially 2-down territory for UCF right now.
North Carolina Farm Bureau scoreboard. Virginia Tech beat Wofford 38-6. TCU topped SMU 35-24. Louisville blows out Bowling Green. Clemson, Syracuse still going. Had a long weather delay. The Cuse up 27-14 in the 3rd quarter. Taven Jackson keeps it himself, and it's going to be a yard shy of the 1st down as he tried to make his way around the right side of the line. So Jackson does gain 3, but not enough, and it brings up another 4th down, which it appears UCF will try and convert.
Yeah, you're going to be interested to see how Carolina plays this. Usually you get these runs up the middle. You got to pinch to the inside, but also make sure that you protect the edges. We saw what happened on the touchdown when he kept it on the bootleg and took it all the way.
Well, a big stop here if the Teals can get it.
Probably quarterback draw right here. They're in an empty set unless they motion back into it.
Play clock's down to 3. 2, and Taven Jackson will run. The quarterback looked like the power almost. The Tar Heels, boy, I tell you, this is going to depend on the spot, and they will say, yes, it is just enough for the first down. Boy, Carolina closed that door a little better than it initially appeared, but they will give Taven Jackson enough to move the chains. So another 4th down conversion. So UCF is now 4 of 7 on 3rd down, 2 of 2 on 4th down, and that's the big story right now for the Tar Heel defense, is they just can't quite get off the field. Ball at the 32-yard line. UCF motions in 3 players to bunch on the right side of the line. Jackson, quick hitter to the closer side of the field. That's the right side, and picking his way to the 25-yard line is DJ Black. It's a gain of 7 on the play. 10-0 UCF, 13-15 to go, second quarter.
Yeah, I got to give Jackson credit. On those screens pass, especially, he gets the ball out of his hand quickly.
UCF moving with some pace this time. Again, dumps it off in the flat. That's going to be a first down as the tight end, Dylan Wade, makes the catch and scampers out of bounds over the 20 to the Tar Heel 19. And, well, it's just hard to believe that Carolina can afford to allow another touchdown here. Down 10-0. The offense has only been able to run 7 plays on 2 drives, has a turnover and a 3-and-out.
And you know, you got to give UCF credit. The simplicity of their offense to move the chains is just, they're making it look easy right now.
Miles Montgomery is the back. He's hit in the backfield, keeps it alive, and then the Heels swarm to the ball and drop him down for a loss of 2. Joe, you would be able to speak on this better than me. It seems like Carolina's done a nice job for the most part clogging up the middle. It's on the edges where UCF have been able to gain some yards.
Yeah, you got to give the defensive tackles a lot of credit. Leroy Jackson and that whole crew, they're doing a good job of getting that initial punch off the ball and clogging anything up in the middle. It's the outside quick edges that they're able to get us on. They just got to be able to shut that down with the outside linebackers, and then obviously the nickel back being able to come up there and make some tackles.
2nd and 12. Jackson hands off to the wide receiver who was in motion. That was Dwayne Thomas, and the Heels do a nice job chasing it down. Eventually Thad Dixon shoved him out of bounds. Good job there by the Heels, not getting A, out of position, and B, rallying to the football. That's actually going to lose another yard back to the 22-yard line, so it'll be 3rd and 13 now for UCF.
And now these are the plays right here. 3rd and 3, you got them exactly where you want them. See what they dial up here on defense.
2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Now they send a man in motion, and a flag comes down.
Procedure.
Ball start. Offense, number 52. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
It's the center, Carter Miller. And now, Joe, as if this play wasn't critical enough, you're looking at 3rd and 18. If you're the Heels, obviously just a must stop here with the score already 10-0 UCF. The Knights on the Tar Heel 27 now after the penalty. Ball on the far hash as UCF goes from left to right. Abujide, Mims, Robinson, and Tyler Thompson, the front 4 for Carolina on this play. They'll empty out the backfield, fake a quick screen. Now they go to the quick screen to Montgomery. A lot of Tar Heels rally to the football as Simpson knocks him down at the 20. Montgomery banged down to the 18. So it's a gain of 9, but Tar Heels did a nice job understanding that UCF had a long way to go, forced them into a safe pass, which they eventually make the tackle and force another field goal attempt.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. Like, that right there is a good indication of how do you want to play it. They're on the verge of a long field goal, but the main thing is don't give up the first down.
The ruling on the field is that the receiver's knee was not down when making the catch. That play is under further review.
So Montgomery, the throw a little low, had Montgomery crouching down to make it. And we'll see if he had a knee down when he made the grab.
And you get that knee on the ground, that's a big difference,
And that would be because the throw was at best at the line of scrimmage, maybe even behind it. So you're looking at the difference of around 10 yards here to see what happens.
I think he might be down, Jones. Looks like, Yeah,
we're getting a look on the video board here in Orlando. So this is the first time or the second time today that we will go under the hood. Brought to you by the Honda dealers of the Carolinas. Take your Tar Heel tailgate to the next level with a new Honda. See your Honda dealers of the Carolinas today. Joe,
He's down.
Yeah, I mean, who knows what will be called? It sure looks like Montgomery had a knee down when he made the catch.
Yeah, it looks clear as day right there. They're going to move this ball back, no doubt.
The Knights are already kind of migrating back some as they feel like
it's going to turn into a 47, 48-yard field goal by the time they spot this ball.
Ruelas, career long of 54. Season long is 36. Again, a James Madison transfer. Let's check in with Lee down on the sideline. Lee, what's up?
Nice bit of breeze blowing right now, and it will be from right to left as Central Florida goes to kick this field goal no matter how long it is. But the sun is ducked behind some clouds to the west and a nice breeze, so it's cooling things off a little bit here.
It's fourth down.
Oh, what? They upheld the call on the field.
What?
This is an ACC crew. Boy, that is a surprising call, at least from what we saw. So this is going to be a 36-yard field goal. Ruelas already made a 36-yarder off the right hash. 10:30 to go in the second quarter. 10-0 UCF, trying to make it 13, assuming they don't try a fake here and go through with the kick. I am surprised they did not overturn that. Guess I shouldn't be.
Get penetration up the middle.
Snap back, spot down, kick is away, and it's good. Ruelas makes his second field goal, but hold on, there is a flag down.
Oh, I think this might be on UCF.
Legal formation, kicking team. More than 4 players aligned in the backfield of the snap. 5-yard penalty, fourth down.
Okay, so we'll do this again, as that's going to move the ball back 5 yards. Make this now a 41-yard kick for Ruelas.
Come on, guys, get some penetration up the middle. Love to be able to make a play in special teams.
It's the 4th penalty on UCF so far. See if this one cost them points. Could be very costly. So now a 41-yard kick for Ruelas. Snap back, spot down again. Boy, Carolina got some pressure up the middle, but again, couldn't quite get there. Abujide had gotten through the line.
Bust through.
But couldn't quite get there. Ruelas able to send it through and keep the 3 points on the board. So with 10:02 to go in the second quarter, again, the Tar Heel defense holds the Knights to 3.
Dodging bullets.
Can the offense get some momentum going? 13-0 UCF. 10:02 to go in the second quarter from Learfield.
Carolina fans, what better way to kick off the 2026 college football season than cheering on your Tar Heels in the Aer Lingus College Football Classic in Dublin, Ireland. Whether it's a quick trip to Dublin for the game, a multi-city adventure throughout the Irish countryside, golfing on some of the best courses in the world, or premium game day hospitality, there's a package for you. Visit TarHeels2Ireland.com for information on official travel and hospitality packages. That's TarHeels2Ireland.com.
No big deal, but you've been earning Kohl's Cash for 20 years. That's 2 decades of checkout wins. To celebrate, enter our month-long sweepstakes for a chance to win $200 in Kohl's Cash. Plus, save on fall faves during the Customer Appreciation event now. Yup, 2 decades of Kohl's Cash is a big deal. Shop Kohl's and brag accordingly. Coupon ends September 21st. Select styles. Some exclusions apply. Sweepstakes ends September 30th, 2025. No purchase necessary. 20 winners per day. Limit 1 prize per person for entire sweepstakes. See Kohls.com for official rules and details.
A smooth, close Barbasol shave in the morning lifts your confidence. That rich, creamy lather will catapult you to greatness. Nothing can stop you today. Well, except that traffic jam. Barbasol, it's a can of can-do.
If you can plan barbecues and weddings, you can plan to protect yourself from a natural disaster. Sign up for local alerts, prepare an emergency kit, and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
All the action, all season long. You're listening to Tar Heel Football.
10:02 to go, second quarter. 13 for UCF, 0 for the Tar Heels. Howard Hanna Allen Tate is a proud partner of Carolina Athletics. #1 real estate company in the Carolinas. Call Howard Hanna Allen Tate Real Estate today. We were going through some of those scores on the North Carolina Farm Bureau scoreboard. That Syracuse-Clemson game is now 34-14. Syracuse late in the third quarter. That is in Death Valley. 7-7, Duke and State playing today in Durham. Late first quarter in that one. One other ACC team in action right now, that is Florida State, who's bludgeoning Kent State 35-7 in the second quarter. Georgia Tech about to kick off against Temple, and that one in Atlanta. The Jackets coming off that big win against Clemson. One notable final from top 25 action earlier today. Number 17, Texas Tech, goes on the road and takes out number 16, Utah, 34-10. Some big 3:30 games underway. Auburn and Oklahoma. Tulane, who's got a really nice start to the season at Ole Miss. Michigan and Nebraska as well. See how the Tar Heels do here, as the kickoff will be a touchback. Heels will start on the 25, and we'll check in with Lee Pace, our Pinehurst Resort sideline reporter.
A rather unique seating configuration for the students here at UCF, Jones. And they have split the students up. They've got half of them in the south end of the stadium, the other half in the north end of the stadium. So Carolina is coming out in the bowels of the students right now, so there's going to be a lot of noise. But if they go to the north side and try and come out of that later, students will be around them also.
15 minutes and 47 seconds of possession time, Lee, for UCF. 4:10 for Carolina. Tar Heels not just need points, they need to have the football for a little bit as well. Lopez rolling out. Now he's going to tuck it and run. And between the numbers and the hash near side, gets over the 30, a gain of 6. Joe, was there anything else open on the play?
I mean, Jordan Shipp has run a 15-yard out. Had perfect concept, 3-level patterns. Jordan Shipp's on the middle level. He's rolling into it. He's wide open on the out. Gio's got to throw the football.
3 of 4 passing right now. 13 yards and an interception. 2nd and 4. Ball on the near hash as the Heels go right to left. Freshman Shenard Clower in the game. Wide receiver, he goes in motion and receives the swing pass. Clower's going to have some room to run as he crosses the 40 and is banged down there. But Clower, the freshman from Lakeland, Florida, seeing his first action second action of the season. He did get in the game last week. His first catch of the season gives Carolina a first down.
And I like that right there. Freddie Kitchens may potentially recognizing that Gio just needs to get the ball out of his hands on a swing pass like that. It's like a basketball player needs to go to the free throw line. Could be very similar to that. See if he makes some throws downfield here.
Ben Hall is the running back. He gets the handoff up the gut.
Still fighting.
Big mass of bodies there as Hall, strong guy at 5'11", 235, pushes the pile for 3 yards on the play to the 45-yard line. Carolina has not been in UCF territory so far. They're down 13-0, 8:26 to go in the second quarter. Heels trying to get some offensive momentum. The defense has kept them in the game, forcing some field goals after UCF was in the red zone. Lopez in the shotgun. He'll give it to Hall again. Hall coming to the near side, and he's taken down right around midfield. He'll be a yard or two shy of the first down, but it gets Carolina into a 3rd and short.
Yeah, these are the 3rd and 2s that you have to convert. I'm not sold on just trying to cram the ball up the middle. You got to feel as if the UCF defense is really going to pinch the middle of the field. Let's potentially try to get Gio out on the edges.
Heels playing with some pace. We'll give it to Hall again, and he gets the first down. Had he not been tripped up, he may have had an opportunity for a big play, as he was just tripped up as he squirted through the line. Gains 3 to the night 47.
Yeah, I like the Tar Heels mixing it up and going with a little tempo now.
Yep. Already in the shotgun, Lopez. Acts like he's going to run. Now he tucks it, throws, and completes. Shipp on the near numbers at about the 22 or 23. Took a shot, but held on.
Yeah, they really sold that play. Gio tucked the ball like it was a quarterback sweep and then patiently waited for Shipp to hit the crossing route about 20 yards deep and delivered a strike.
Gain of 24 on the play. Heels again with pace. Handoff to Hall. Hall just tripped up again. Boy, he had some space in front. Falls down to the 20. It's a gain of 3 on the first down run. Hall, who's given the Heels some nice carries there, will go to the sideline as June re-enters the game.
Yeah, the Tar Heel offensive line is doing some good jobs opening up. We just got to get to that second level.
Heels at the UCF 20. Lopez hands off to June. June fighting to right around the 15-yard line. They'll say forward progress stopped at the 16. It's going to bring up a big third down. Heels down 13-0, 6.5 to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, going into that student section right now with the ball split between the 15 and the 16. Tar Heels in a 3rd and 3. Interested to see what they do right here. Last time they tried to cram it up the middle and picked up the first time down. Let's see if they attack the edges here.
They need, as Joe told you, 3 for the first down to the 13-yard line. Ball on the near hash. Lopez is going to throw. Now he's going to tuck it and run. Lopez has the first down on the left numbers, diving forward to around the 12, the 11, right in that range. It's enough to move the sticks.
Ooh, that was a good open field tackle. Gio, if he was able to break that tackle, might have gone the distance.
You know, we've talked about UCF success on third down, where the Knights are 4 of 8. Carolina now 3 of 4 on third down here early in the ball game. So Carolina now 1st and 10 of the UCF 12. Down 13-0, but by far their best offensive momentum of the game. Lopez alone in the shotgun. Quickly fakes to the left, throws to the right. Ball's tipped up in the air and intercepted. There is a flag down.
Pass interference.
There's no pass.
Offense, number 19. That penalty's decline. Result of the play. First down, UCF.
Braden Marshall.
Timeout on the field.
Gets the interception for UCF on the tipped ball. That is the second time today the ball has been punched up in the air by a UCF defender and intercepted by a teammate. This one is a killer. Carolina had it in the red zone with some momentum, but instead, for the second time today, we'll turn it over. 5:27 to go in the second quarter. UCF with the football again, leading 13-0 from Learfield.
Tar Heel fans, when the Heels win, you win with our favorite pizza partner, Domino's.
Hey Tar Heel fans, this is Ryan from your local Domino's. Our family-owned company is giving every Tar Heel fan 50% off all menu-priced pizzas tomorrow when the Heels win today's game. That's right, 50% off all menu-priced pizzas tomorrow. Order online tomorrow using coupon code GOHEELS at checkout to get this exclusive deal. This discount is only valid if the Heels win, so cheer loud for our Heels. Details and participating locations at uncdominoes.com.
This is Tar Heel football from Learfield.
Hey, Tar Heel fans. Stay connected to your home or business with CPI Security. You could be a world away and still know who's at your front door when packages arrive, or even adjust your thermostat. It's all made possible through CPI's InTouch app. Contact us today to start protecting what matters most and get more connected with your home even when you're away. Visit CPIsecurity.com for more information. CPI is a proud partner of Carolina Athletics.
Lee's 24-hour Towing is family-owned and operated since 1995. We provide fast and reliable towing, recover service, and roadside assistance for Durham and Orange counties in North Carolina. No matter the day or time, our dispatchers can schedule service, and our towing operators are happy to assist your needs. Our promise is to offer fair and affordable pricing for all of our towing and recovery services. Our well-trained and certified operators will provide you with the highest level of customer service experience. Lee's 24-hour Towing, preferred hauler of Carolina football equipment.
Interception. Again, it was Braden Marshall, his first pick of the year, the nickelback Jaden Bellamy, Syracuse transfer. His dad, Jay, played 14 years in the NFL. His sister was a college basketball player, good athletic family. He's the guy who tipped the ball up in the air and allowed Marshall to grab it.
Yeah.
Reminder that you can download the free Varsity Network app, available on Apple and Android. New features this season. Easier than ever to listen live. Keep up with your favorite team like the Tar Heels. Don't miss a moment. Get the Varsity Network app today. Joe, what were you about to say?
Yeah, Bellamy's an outstanding football player, but you look at that play. Gio tried to get them to move the secondary to left with his eyes and then come back to the right. But when he came back to the right, he was clearly covered. Sometimes it's better to either throw it in the dirt or just throw it away and live to play the next play.
UCF having to start deep in its own territory at the 8, and a swing pass. Carolina able to close in on it well. The initial hit was made for Carolina by Gavin Gibson. He didn't quite bring the receiver down. He was able to fight forward back to the 7-yard line. So it does lose a yard on the play. Gibson, though, first contact, that could have been a loss of 3 or 4. It will be 2nd and 12 in total as now they move it back to the 6.
You're starting to see a little bit right now. I don't want to speak too early, but you can start to tell a little bit that the defense is starting to find their sea legs.
UCF going to keep it on the ground this time. Nice job dancing for a couple by Montgomery as he's flipped up over the 10 to the 12 for a gain of 6. And it will bring up 3rd and 6 for UCF.
Yeah.
Carolina sure could use a quick stop here to get the ball back. Heels, despite UCF really controlling this game, only down 13-0, had it in the UCF red zone for a potential score to get this back to a 1-score game. But the second turnover of the day, also the second red zone turnover of the season for Carolina, derailed the effort. But see if this defense can get the ball right back to the offense. 3rd down. Jackson going to run out of the pocket. Stretching to the far side. Heels chasing him, and it'll have to depend on the mark where Jackson got out of bounds.
He might be short.
I think he's short. He needed to get to the 18-yard line, and he stepped out of bounds at the 17. So he's about a yard, maybe not even a full yard shy. Will Scott Frost, this would be quite a gamble to go for it inside your own red zone. Although the offense still on the field. Play clock is under 10. Frost may be waiting to take a timeout here to give himself more time to decide. And in fact, he does take the timeout with 1 second on the play clock. 3:21 on the game clock.
It almost looked like Jones on the replay when I first saw it. Like it wasn't a great spot, and if they do review this, he may have it. I'd like to be able to see it again.
So Jackson got out of the pocket, scrambled out, was heading to the far sideline, looked like he was going to have enough space. Andrew Simpson, one of a couple Tar Heels closing in on the play. Cost was there as well. And it looks like Jackson stepped out too early. And let's check in with Lee.
The line of game.
Okay, the officials are now going to take a look at the replay. Let's check in with Lee on the sideline. Lee?
Jackson looked really confident of his aiming point where he was going out of bounds because he was holding the ball, and he extended the ball as if he thought for sure that he was crossing the mark to get the first down, but they have marked him clearly 3/4 to a half of a yard short of the first down.
Again, he needed the 18. It's currently marked, as Lee's told you, between the 17 and the 18, closer to the 17. And now it will be another review under the hood, brought to you by the Honda dealers of the Carolinas. 13-0 UCF. The Knights have scored on every possession thus far. The Heels have done a nice job, even despite that defensively, holding them to field goals the last 2 opportunities. The offense, which really struggled early, got down into the UCF red zone on its 3rd possession, but a 2nd interception of the day ended the drive. I think we have
After further review, the ruling on the field is upheld. It's 4th down.
So you heard
UCF will be charged with timeout.
You heard the voice of ACC referee Nate Black say the call is upheld. Will UCF send out the kicking unit? It does appear they will. Of course, you have to be ready for a fake here, but certainly, I mean, to go for it on your own 17 would be quite a play. Carolina does keep a lot of punts safe on the field. Vari Green will be the man back to return.
Timeout, Carolina.
First charge timeout.
I think Carolina didn't have the personnel it wanted on the field. And so they take a timeout. There was a little bit of back and forth from the Tar Heels on which player to have out there. And also, Joe, I would assume, also give you the opportunity just to go over this one more time about a potential fake, as UCF has under a yard to go here to pick up a first down.
Yeah, it would be in my mind, with the ball being on the 18-yard line, it would take a lot of guts to do a fake here. But just like you said, you definitely have to be prepared for it, and you want to go over the sidelines. And most importantly, make sure that you're telling the guys, even more than a fake, is, hey, get your eyes on that football and do not jump offsides, because offsides obviously causes automatic first down.
Anthony Vaneri, freshman All-America at Buffalo a couple years ago, was at Ohio State last year but didn't play, is the punter for UCF. This will be his first punt of the day, assuming it occurs. Still waiting on the snap. Play clock is at 5. UCF does snap it back, and they will kick it away. Vari Green makes the catch at the 45. Green coming to the near side and jumps forward to the 50. For a moment, it looked like if he could get that corner turn, he had a big opportunity. He elected just to put his foot in the ground, dive ahead, and get some positive yards. So the Heels will start at midfield. Good job again by this defense.
Yes.
Giving Carolina a chance, keeping them in the game. We need to break. 3:11 to go in the first half. Tar Heels have the football again. Good starting field position. Can they get this down to a one-score game? Down 13-0 right now from Learfield.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Carolina Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
This is the Tar Heel Sports Network from Learfield.
It's never lost on Window World that your home is your largest physical investment. Window World's integrity will be noticed from your very first moment of contact. The clean, professional installation of premium windows, siding, doors, and more are designed to last while leaving your home looking amazing. Window World and their lifetime warranty will always be there when it really matters. They're America's most trusted remodeler and a proud partner of Carolina Athletics, because the difference is integrity and always in the details.
FanDuel Sports Network is your new home for your home team.
That's what I'm talking about!
Watch all the big hits.
Oh, mercy!
Big shots.
What a dime!
Big goals.
He scores!
All in one place.
Are you kidding me?
For coverage of Tar Heel Athletics, the Carolina Hurricanes, and the Charlotte Hornets, visit FanDuelSportsNetwork.com today and watch all season long.
Still 13-0 UCF on the North Carolina Farm Bureau scoreboard, brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance, helping you with what they do best. We've checked in with Lee Pace several times, our Pinehurst Resort sideline reporter, brought to you by the Pinehurst Resort, anchor site of the U.S. Open, history made in Pinehurst, one moment at a time. Joe Yacht, you said, you and I were talking during the break, you felt like that was a kind of hidden yard key play there by Vari Green on the punt return.
Yeah, when you talk about winning special teams, sometimes the little things. That was a low punt, and if Javari Green lets that ball bounce, it could have bounced all the way down to the 10-yard line. Those are the little, he catches it with people barreling down on it, could be a game-changing play for the Tar Heels.
June and Pacor out to the left. Now June comes in motion. Lopez will fake the jet sweep to him, rolling out to the near side. Throw caught on the run. Culliver dragging all the way across the field. Makes the grab, taken down. First down at the UCF 36-yard line.
Yeah, and what a great job by Culliver. As a former receiver, I'll tell you right now, when you're on the run, working that way, and the ball is down on your knees, below your knees, that is one of the most difficult catches to make, and he's able to scoop that right up and get the first down. Great job by Culliver.
Keeping an eye on the clock. Remember, there is the 2-minute timeout. Both teams have 2 timeouts. 2:35 and moving. Play clock at 10. Lopez in the shotgun. He again brings June in motion. Tells him to go ahead through the play. Free rusher comes. That forces Lopez to throw quickly, and he was too high to Culliver, left side, incomplete.
Yeah, that one's tough on Gio. Like you said, the guy comes through free. He's got a slant route onto the weak side, and with that man in his face, just doesn't be able to deliver the strike.
It was Lewis Carter coming through at Lopez, who just kind of had to bail out of the play with the throw. Tar Heels down 13-0, 2:25 to go. They have it moving right to left at the UCF 36-yard line. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. June behind Lopez in the pistol. Now June, the freshman, will step up and stand to his right. Lopez going to give it to the youngster. Pops through the line. June lowers his shoulder. Big collision out in the secondary. Has the first down to the 23-yard line.
The Tar Heel offensive line is starting to do some things. They're getting their hips turned and opening up some holes there. There's some holes, and June's the guy. Benjamin Hall's had a couple chances to break through, but June's been the guy right now to get to that second level.
That was a big collision between June and Damari Henderson. So June gains 13. It's a first down, and it will take us to the 2-minute timeout. Tar Heels would love to A, score, obviously, B, keep that clock really low, because remember, the Tar Heels do get the ball to start the second half. 13-0 the score right now. UCF on top. Heels have it 1st and 10 at the night 23 when we return from Learfield.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
You want a sub stacked high with meat and cheese? You go to Jersey Mike's. You want an off-the-charts radio idea? You go to me. Like this. I'm a grizzled cowboy. The sheriff doesn't like the look of me. He challenges me to a duel. We draw, and bang, I go down. But the Jersey Mike sub in my pocket, stacked with layers of meat and cheese, saves me. Everyone cheers. I'm the new sheriff. And I renamed the town Fresh Slicington. Subs always stacked high. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
From the mountains to the coast, 2.5 million North Carolinians are members of an electric cooperative. As a co-op member, you're part of exciting efforts to power a brighter future in the Tar Heel State. Beyond providing electricity that powers our lives, electric co-ops are strengthening local communities with education grants, economic development, innovative energy projects, and tools to help you better manage your home energy use. Learn more at ncelectriccooperatives.com.
We're on the road with Honda dealers of the Carolinas. Take your Tar Heels tailgate to the next level with a new Honda. See your Honda dealer of the Carolinas today. You're listening to Tar Heel Football.
Coming out of the 2-minute timeout in a moment. Tar Heels down 13-0, but Carolina has the ball on the UCF 23, a 1st and 10. 2 timeouts to work with, and the Heels get the ball to start the second half. I tell you what, we'll give you a game recap after we break 10 seconds for station ID. Down the lines on the Tar Heel Sports Network. In the North Carolina Farm Bureau scoreboard, the Verizon stats, they tell you that it's been UCF controlling this game. But Carolina, here in the back half of this second quarter, has started to come to life. Had a deep drive that was erased with an interception, got a good defensive stop, and now has the ball again in good field position at the UCF 23. Moving right to left, ball shaded towards the near hash as Carolina, again, goes toward that north end zone. They need to get some points on the board. Down 13-0, but just a touchdown away from getting right back in this ballgame. June standing to the left of Lopez. Now he'll motion out to the right side. And don't think the snap came properly. It was one of the louder times of the day here in the stadium, and it looked like the timing was off with the snap.
Ball start, offense, number 58, 5-yard penalty, first down.
58. I think they probably meant 68. Aiden Banfield. Could be Blasky. Yep, could be Blasky. Of course, who was starting today for the Tar Heels. It's the first penalty on Carolina. And it is a costly one as it makes it 1st and 15, and that will also encourage the crowd to get loud again.
Yeah, this is where Carolina needs to win and just get that 5 yards back plus a little bit right here. Put them in a second and medium.
2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Now Ship comes in motion from left to right. Lopez rolling out to the right. He'll tuck it, try to avoid trouble, and is taken down. He loses a couple on the play, back to the 31. So Carolina going the wrong direction here from 1st and 10 on the 23 to now 2nd and 18 after the penalty and the sack. Starting to get to the edge.
Please set the play clock to 25 seconds. It started on my signal.
Starting to get to the edge of field goal range in a negative way, going backwards here. Now the officials got to get the clock figured out. They tried to reset the play clock. The game clock was still moving while they were trying to adjust the play clock. So let's see here.
Please reset the game clock to 1 minute, 32 seconds, and the play clock to 25 seconds, and both will start on my signal.
Jones, I'll tell you this right now. If you want to take a shot, Chris Culliver on that previous play, they're going back to the huddle, Carolina, but if UCF stays in the same defense, Chris Culliver is lined up wide on Bellamy, and that's a matchup. Bellamy, a good football player, but Culliver can get downfield. Wouldn't be afraid. Take a shot in that man-to-man battle.
And now a timeout has been taken.
Second charge timeout, UCF.
UCF has taken a timeout.
Please reset the game clock to 1 minute, 31 seconds.
So we'll reset it again to 1:31 as the Tar Heels looking at a 2nd and long. Again, they had 1st and 10 on the UCF 23 at the 2-minute timeout, but then a false start penalty, first penalty of the day on Carolina, and then a 3-yard sack on a play where Lopez was trying to scramble. And now the Heels in a tough down and distance. They need all the way to the 13-yard line for the first down. They'll be snapping it off the UCF 31. A minute 31 to go. 13-0 UCF. Knights scored on their first 3 possessions. A long touchdown drive that took 6 minutes and 37 seconds off the clock to lead 7-0. Carolina's defense did a nice job after a interception in the Tar Heel red zone to force a field goal. So it was an automatic scoring opportunity for UCF. Heels forced the field goal to make it 10-0. Another long drive for UCF. Stalls in the red zone. They take 7 minutes and 44 seconds off the clock, but have to settle for 3. Then Carolina had its best push offensively, got as deep as the UCF 16, make it 12-yard line, but through an interception, the second interception of the day for Lopez. He had 8 in his entire career coming into this game, but has thrown 2 today. So the Heels trying to get on the scoreboard. They will get the ball to start the second half. They have put more time on the clock. It's now at a minute 39, so it keeps moving as well. 2 timeouts for the Heels, 1 for UCF.
Yeah, I tell you, Jones, sometimes you talk about how Carolina's not good in 2nd and long, 3rd and long. Sometimes you get in critical games like this, in critical moments, you got to figure out a way to make a play when you're not supposed to make a play.
Culliver, Ship wide right. Nathan Leacock in. He's wide left. Ship comes in motion. It will be a run to Damon June. Right side, foot in the ground, down the field, gets a couple, and UCF takes its last timeout. It's now UCF trying to keep some seconds on the clock for a potential final drive for them.
3rd charge timeout.
Last timeout for the Knights. The gain by June was 4 yards to the 27. And we'll bring up 3rd and 14. They have again reset the clock. Clock operator having a tough afternoon here as they add more time to make it 1:34. We're also going to take a full timeout. We will keep it here in Orlando. So, Carolina, a big play upcoming. Down 13-0. And in a good scoring area for the second consecutive drive. Came up empty due to an interception last time up. Some other scores that we have been watching for you on the North Carolina Farm Bureau scoreboard. That Syracuse-Clemson game, fourth quarter, 34-21. Syracuse with the ball and a multi-score lead. On the national scene, Michigan 17, Nebraska 10 just before halftime, Oklahoma 10, Auburn 3. That game in the second quarter being played in Oklahoma this afternoon. Also of heavy interest in our area, NC State and Duke, the Pack up 14-7. That game in the second quarter in Wallace Wade over in Durham. Games later tonight involving ACC teams. Big one in Miami Gardens as the Hurricanes host Florida at 7:30. Then some of the West Coast teams, Stanford actually on the East Coast at Virginia tonight at 7:30. California on the road. Good start for the Bears. Heels will see them in a couple of weeks. They are at San Diego State. That is a 10:30 kick later tonight. Here again, 94 seconds to go in the first half. It is UCF 13, Carolina 0. At one point, time of possession in this game was 15:47 for the Knights, 4:10 for Carolina. The Tar Heels have closed that gap some, but still 18:03 for the Knights, 8:46 for the Tar Heels, Joe.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Jones, one of the things, and you look at this 3rd and 14, is my dad, an old ball coach, always told me that the hardest points to get in football are the first points. So I got a feeling that Carolina wants to play this where they feel confident that they can get in really good field goal range. So look for them to design a play to try to pick up 7-8 yards and get that field goal range under 40 yards so before they kick it.
Yeah, from here, it would be a mid-40 field goal attempt as Carolina snapping off the UCF 27. 3rd and 14. Tar Heels need the 13-yard line for a first down. Had it 1st and 10 at the 23. But a false start and a sack put them in a 2nd and 18 situation that they're trying to recover from. Green and Ship wide left. Owens a wing on the left side of the line at tight end. Culliver one-on-one wide right. Lopez the QB, June the running back. Ball between the hashes, but heavily shaded to the right hash as Carolina goes right to left. Ready to go on a big play. Lopez, shotgun snap, rolls out to the left, dumps it off to June. June gets some positive yardage, but not enough for the first down. But to Joe's point, gets to the 22-yard line, so gains 5 on the play and does make this a more manageable field goal. Now, still got to go make it, of course.
Yep.
As Verhoff, 4 of 4 this year. This is a big one, though, as the Heels badly need some points. They did stop the clock, saying June was tackled out of bounds on the play. This will be a 40-yard attempt off the left hash for Verhoff. Snap back, spot down. The kick is away, and it sure does look good. There go the arms in the air. Verhoff converts and gets Carolina on the scoreboard.
Sometimes that's all you need to get started.
Minute 23 to go in the first half, and it's 13-3 now. Tar Heels still trailing as they become the first team to score points against UCF in the first half all season. It is just 3, but the Tar Heels will take it as Verhoff now 5 of 5 on the season. Caps a 7-play, 29-yard drive. A minute 48 off the clock. UCF using those timeouts to preserve an opportunity to score here. They'll have plenty of time, a minute 23, but they will be out of timeouts. Carolina has 2, should for some reason the Heels choose to use them. And again, Carolina is scheduled to get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, this is a big opportunity right now. You feel as if there's a good little breeze that's blowing in to Verhoff's face right now on this kickoff. So Carolina can't take it for granted that this ball is just going to go through the end zone. You got to get down there and cover. And like you said, with 1:23, and does UCF, they used all their timeouts, Jones? There's still one left.
They've used all their timeouts.
Yeah, and so hopefully you can Even if you can get a stop or two right away, incomplete pass, stop the clock, and then you have the opportunity to potentially even get the ball back yourselves before the end of the half. Way the defense been playing, stepping up.
Nixon back to receive on the near hash. UCF left to right. End over end kick. Nixon is going to bring it out of the end zone, even though his teammates were telling him not to, and ends up being a bad idea. He is taken down shy of the 20. Malcolm Ziegler, reserve DB, with the nice kick coverage on the play. That is an area Carolina has been good this season, is in kickoff coverage. Yes. And Ziegler with another nice play there. They're going to mark it at the 17-yard line with 1:17 to go in the half.
Yeah, one timeout left for UCF.
They should not have one timeout. They used 2 on that last drive and then had one taken away when they went earlier when the failed challenge occurred, or when the review occurred. Taven Jackson will throw. Carolina rushes forward, no pressure, and a lucky break for the Heels as Jackson had DJ Black open. Or that was Burke, excuse me. I tell you, Burke's 3 looks a lot like a 9. Burke was open at the 40, and the ball was behind him, incomplete.
Yeah, like you said, Jackson had a lot of time back in that pocket. It was more of a typical drop-back pass right there from shotgun. Carolina only rushes 4, but one of the keys to playing great defense is if you can rush 4 and get after the passer, being able to drop 7 back into coverage.
Minute 12. Now 2nd and 10. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Jackson was trying to get somebody to come in motion. It never happened. He ends up handing off. Smith-Vilbert catches the running back, Nixon.
Illegal formation, another flag.
There is, Joe Toya flag down after a gain of about 5 on the play, but it is an illegal formation. And Carolina will probably take that. Although I'll certainly let the guy with all the Super Bowls make that choice.
Yeah, I think he's going to take it. I mean, they said procedure.
Legal formation. Yeah. Offense. More than 4 players are lined in the backfield of the snap. 5-yard penalty. It's 2nd down.
Penalties.
The team, North Carolina has elected for the game clock to start on the snap.
The penalties, UCF, one area they've struggled this year. They were averaging almost 8 penalties a game for over 67 yards of penalty yardage. That's their 5th of the half for 25 yards. Heels have been flagged just once so far.
You get to stop here. You can call timeout.
Yeah, 2nd and 15. And this time Carolina gets to Jackson gets out of trouble. I don't know how, as a flag comes in. Tyler Thompson had Jackson wrapped up in the backfield. And then all of a sudden, Jackson gets out of the pocket and gets positive yards, but let's see on the flag.
On Thaddeus Dixon for holding, I believe.
Holding. Defense, number 1. 10-yard penalty added to the end of the play. Automatic first down.
I'm not sure how Jackson got out of trouble, as Thompson appeared to have him wrapped up.
Oh, that should have
for
been
a
sack.
Slam dunk sack. As it is, it's going to be a gain of 20 in total between the scramble and the penalty. So they'll be snapping off the 32-yard line. Quick dump off over the middle. Andrew Simpson makes the immediate hit for the Tar Heels. It is enough to momentarily stop the clock and a first down at the 43-yard line. Clock moving again at 45 seconds. Again, it's 13-3, UCF on top. Jackson throws, and too wide of his intended target, Dwayne Thomas on the near sideline. There's flags down in the secondary.
It's either holding back at the quarterback or roughing the passer.
I didn't see any flags in the backfield. Yeah. There's definitely one out here. Oh, yep, there is one in the backfield as well. So flag on in the secondary and the backfield. Let's see what happens. Clock stopped at 37 seconds, 13-3 UCF.
There are 2 fouls in the play, 1 by each team. Holding. Defense, number 9. Correction, number 29. Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense.
It's not on each team.
15-yard penalty.
What? Yeah. He just said it wrong. Both penalties on Carolina. Should be 15-yard penalty.
Actually, there are 2 fouls on the play. Holding, defense, that penalty is declined. Personal foul, roughing the passer. Number 9, that 15-yard penalty will be enforced. First down.
So that moves the ball after Nate Black fumbles his way through that to the Carolina 42-yard line. So 1st and 10, couple of big penalties on Carolina here all of a sudden on this drive after what had been a very clean first half. Over the middle, caught by the tight end to the 32-yard line, Dylan Wade. It's enough to stop the clock to move the chains, and now UCF in field goal range at the Carolina 32. Jackson quickly has the snap, play action. Coming to the near side, juggled but caught, and fighting his way out of bounds to stop the clock is Chris Damerkant. Really nice job by him to get out of bounds with 18 seconds to go. Now inside the 20 to the Tar Heel red zone at the 17. So UCF has done exactly what it wanted here on this final drive, thanks to some Tar Heel turnovers that aided their cause as well.
Yeah, and you go back, if you rewind the clock, you go back when I think it was June that was tackled out of bounds and that stopped the clock, which has given them an extra 40 seconds, 40 seconds on the clock.
So they're snapping now on the 17-yard line with a 13-3 lead. Heels badly need to force another field goal attempt here. Jackson looking to his right, pump fake. Oh my gosh, wide open touchdown in the end zone. There was no one guarding the tight end, Kylan Fox. The pump fake got 2 Tar Heels to bite on the flat route, and then Fox was unguarded behind the defense. Perfect execution by UCF and a killer for the Heels.
Yeah, that's a real first miscommunication that we've seen on the defensive side of the ball. Just like you said, little pump fake on the bubble screen, and then one DB needs to cover the bubble, the other one needs to run with the wheel route, and both of them stayed on the bubble screen, left him wide open for the touchdown.
Those 2 penalties, the fact that the Tar Heels, as the extra point is through, the fact that Tyler Thompson did not get the sack on the play where he appeared to have Jackson easily within his grasp. Then there was a penalty added on. Then you get the roughing the passer later in the drive. And the Tar Heel defense, which has made some huge plays today, has a poor drive there, and it cost them as UCF ends up going 6 plays, 83 yards in just a minute 4. Cap it off with the 17-yard touchdown to take what had you felt like was Carolina clawing back in the game, down 13-3, to now UCF up 17 points, 20-3, with Carolina going to get the kickoff with 13 seconds to go, and then we'll receive the second half kickoff as well.
Number 16 for UCF is now wearing number 93.
Doesn't feel like the Heels will have enough time here to do much. UCF does not face a third down on that drive. 209 yards of offense in the half now for UCF. Carolina will watch the ball sail through the end zone on the kickoff. And we'll see if the Heels try to do anything here with 13 seconds to go, 2 timeouts. And barring a penalty, you really probably only have 2 plays. And considering Carolina is scheduled to get the ball to start the second half, doesn't feel like an opportunity. We'll see.
Oh, what a backbreaker. You get down, you come down to get 13, I think it's going to be 13-3, and going in the half, getting the ball back, and then, like you said, Tyler Thompson has that sack all wrapped up and ends up going for naught, and they score a touchdown. Just an absolute backbreaker.
Yep, Heels are going to take a knee. At least they're setting up that way. Lopez does take a knee to run the clock out, and so Carolina will have to head to the locker room with some work to do. Trailing, same score, if I'm not mistaken, or close to the same score as UCF. Tar Heels did have a touchdown in that first half. Or excuse me, I'm talking TCU. Here they get just the field goal, and they're going to be down 3 scores at the break, 20-3. So Carolina will try and figure it out in the locker room. Going to need some points here early in half number 2 to get back in the ball game. Late touchdown for the Knights gives them the 17-point advantage at the break. Dave will take you through the Wells Fargo halftime show after this from Learfield.
The fans came out today, David.
That's right, Gabe. Big games mean bigger tailgates.
Check out that Ford F-150 truck, a championship caliber performance.
Oh, flawless execution, Gabe. Smart, powerful, and with available Pro Power on board, F-150 just took this tailgate over the top.
Game on, David. For the latest offers on Ford F-150, go to buyfordnow.com to see your Carolina Ford dealer today. See owner's manual for important operating instructions.
Hi, this is Cricket Lane, Senior Associate Athletics Director. As the Bank of Doing, Wells Fargo is proud to be the official sponsor of Carolina Athletics. Wells Fargo is supporting our student athletes on and off the field. With interactive financial health curriculum and empowerment resources, Wells Fargo has a game plan for the full student athlete experience. Learn more about what Wells Fargo is doing to put people and communities first by visiting wellsfargo.com/impact.
This is Carolina football from Learfield.
Craving the perfect BLT? Head to Merritt's Grill, home of the legendary bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich that's been fueling Tar Heel fans for years. And now, we're bringing that same mouth-watering flavor inside Kenan Stadium. Visit the new Merritt's in the Pines location at Gate 2 at Kenan Stadium and bite into the sandwich that defines Carolina flavor. Merritt's Grill can outfit your tailgate with catering trays to feed any size crowd. Merritt's Grill, the premium sandwich of the Carolina Tar Heels.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup for the top college athletic programs for the 2025-26 college athletic season? Check out the criteria and follow the year-long standings of your favorite team at L Directors Cup on the X platform or online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2026 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. The Learfield Directors Cup, powered by NACDA, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Scores coming up on the North Carolina Farm Bureau scoreboard, plus ultimate halftime highlights and stats. But Central Florida has jumped out in front of Carolina, holds a 17-point lead, 20-3. Our score here at the break. Carolina's next opponent, Clemson, finds itself down late in the fourth quarter to Syracuse. The Orange lead the Tigers 34-21. Just 2:17 and counting to play in the ball game. Should this verdict hold up, Clemson would fall to 1-3 and 0-2 in the ACC. That's Carolina's next opponent, by the way, after the Tar Heels have an open date next week. Syracuse would jump up to 3-1 and 1-0 in ACC play. This has been a pretty steep decline for Clemson, as the Tigers were a preseason top 10 team, now out of the top 25 and very much in danger, falling to 1-3 and 0-2 in the ACC. Again, with about 2 minutes to play in the fourth quarter, Syracuse 34, Clemson 21. Another delay as Florida State leads Kent State 35-7 in the second quarter. FSU had a 35-7 lead after 15 minutes of play and has dominated this game. The Noles ranked number 7 in this week's poll, aiming to get to 3-0 on the season. Kent State looks to avoid a 1-3 start. A couple of other games in the ACC in progress, approaching the 2-minute timeout in the first half. Duke has gotten back on the scoreboard as State holds a 20-13 advantage on the Blue Devils. The PAT is pending, so Duke has a chance to cut this to a 6-point deficit in front of the half against State. We'll be getting the ball back here, but again, 2:20 to play in the first half from Durham. State 20, Duke 13. Temple trails at number 18 Georgia Tech 7-0 with 9 minutes and 18 seconds to play in the first quarter. The Jackets coming off that huge win over Clemson last week. The 55-yard field goal at the end of the ball game has propelled the Jackets to a 3-0 start here in 2025. Next ACC team to hit the field, it's number 4 Miami at 7:30 hosting the Florida Gators. It's been a tale of two teams as the Canes have gotten out of the starting blocks quickly, 3-0, while the Gators have stumbled at just 1-2. The other 7:30 game, involving ACC teams Stanford and Virginia. This one's from Charlottesville. The Cardinal already 1-0 in the ACC, but just 1-2 overall, taking on a Virginia team that's 2-1 overall and playing its first true ACC game. California on the road at San Diego State tonight under the lights out west at 10:30. And your earlier finals, Virginia Tech gets its first win on the year after parting ways with Brent Pry earlier. 38-6, the Hokies take down the Wofford Terriers. Wofford, still looking for its first win, drops to 0-4. SMU falls to 2-2 and falls to TCU 35-24 earlier today in Fort Worth. Louisville jumps up to 3-0 with a 40-17 win over Bowling Green. Heading over to top 25 action. Not a real big day around the top 25, but there are some interesting games of note that are in progress. They used to call this one the Civil War between number 6 Oregon and Oregon State. Going into the fourth quarter, the Ducks lead the Beavers 31-7 as Oregon tries to get off to a 4-0 start to begin the season. Oregon State looking like it'll fall to 0-4. Auburn and Oklahoma, big one in Norman, approaching halftime. The 11th-ranked Sooners have the ball. Game tied at 10 in a battle of unbeatens. Auburn and Oklahoma nearing the break, tied at 10 from OU. Number 13, Ole Miss up on Tulane by 20 at the break. It's 23-3. Both these teams unbeaten at 3-0 entering play here today. Michigan and Nebraska knotted at 17 from Lincoln. That game as at intermission. Another delay. This one's in South Bend. 24th ranked Notre Dame leads Purdue 28-13. So we'll see with all the weather going around, not just the Southeast, but also the Great Midwest when this one gets back going. South Carolina, Missouri, next two teams to get on the field at 7 o'clock tonight. That's about an hour and a half away from getting started in Columbia, Missouri. The next game after that, 7:30. Number 9, Illinois at number 19, Indiana in Big Ten Conference action. One team moves to 4-0. The other drops to 3-1. Georgia State goes to number 20, Vanderbilt. The Commodores have leapt out to a 3-0 start in 2025. That's a 7:30 kick from Music City. Southeast Louisiana at number 3, LSU. 7:45 kick from Death Valley. Number 8, Texas hosts Sam Houston. That starts at 8 o'clock in Austin. Out west at 11 o'clock. It's a Big Ten game between 3-0 Michigan State and 3-0 USC. The Trojans at the bottom of the top 25 this week at number 25. Earlier finals, number 15, Tennessee runs right past UAB in Knoxville. Final score, 56-24. Tennessee bounces back after losing to Georgia last week, while number 17, Texas Tech, gets a road win at number 16, Utah, 34-10. Your final in that matchup. Our score at the break has Central Florida leading Carolina 20-3. The Tar Heels due to get the football to begin the third quarter. We're due for ultimate halftime highlights when we come back after this from Learfield.
When you give to UNC, you are helping Carolina win championships, award scholarships, drive innovation, find cures, improve lives, serve our state, and change the world. To learn more about your impact and the power of giving to Carolina, visit giving.unc.edu. That's giving.unc.edu. Thank you to our generous donors, and go Heels!
If you're a Tar Heel fan, you know what a winning lineup looks like. Tough, dependable, and versatile. So if you're looking for a new car, check out Honda's impressive award-winning roster to find your MVP. Civic, Accord, CR-V, HR-V, Passport, Odyssey, Ridgeline, and Pilot. Rugged capability, intelligent all-wheel drive systems, and traction modes. Find your Honda at your Honda dealers of the Carolinas today.
This is Carolina football from Learfield.
Established in 1995, Lee's 24-Hour Towing is a family-owned and operated small business in Durham and Orange County, North Carolina. We have the equipment and experience to handle all size vehicles. Whether it be your motorcycle, car, truck, SUV, family recreational vehicle, or even a tractor-trailer, we're prepared and available to upright, winch, and tow them all. We provide lockouts, jump starts, fuel deliveries, battery replacement on site with complete diagnostic equipment, and much more. Lee's 24-Hour Towing, preferred hauler of Carolina football equipment.
Penn Station is all in for Tar Heel Tuesdays.
Celebrate football season in the Tar Heel State with Penn Station. Buy one sub, get a small sub free. That's every Tuesday, all season long at participating locations. Join Penn Station Rewards or our email club for details. Terms do apply. Love your sub at Penn Station. Craveable subs and Tar Heel spirit. It's all here at Penn Station.
Ball to begin the third quarter. As we're due for those ultimate halftime highlights, visit your local Toyota dealers or explore SEToyota.com today. No matter your destination, Toyota goes with you. Toyota, let's go places. Let's go to our first highlight with Gio Lopez hooking up with Josh Ship.
Already in the shotgun, Lopez acts like he's going to run. Now he tucks it, throws, and completes. Ship on the near numbers at about the 22 or 23. Took a shot, but held on.
Beg your pardon, that was Jordan Ship with the 24-yard reception, one of his 2 receptions on the afternoon as Carolina trails UCF by a score of 20-3. Tar Heels had to wait a while to get on the scoreboard, but again, when they got points, they went to their place kicker, Reese Verhoff.
This will be a 40-yard attempt off the left hash for Verhoff. Snap back, spot down. The kick is away, and it sure does look good. There go the arms in the air. Verhoff converts and gets Carolina on the scoreboard.
Sometimes that's all you need to get started.
That's Verhoff's season-long 40 yards, capped a 7-play, 29-yard drive, took a little less than 2 minutes off the clock, closed the UCF lead to 13-3 with 1:23 to go in the half, but UCF took its next drive, 6 plays and 83 yards right down the field in 64 seconds, got a 17-yard touchdown catch, and our final score, our halftime score currently reads Knights 20, Tar Heels 3. We'll take a look at the first half stats when we come back. It is the Wells Fargo halftime show from Learfield.
If you're a Tar Heel fan, you know what a winning lineup looks like. Tough, dependable, and versatile. So if you're looking for a new car, check out Honda's impressive award-winning roster to find your MVP. Civic, Accord, CR-V, HR-V, Passport, Odyssey, Ridgeline, and Pilot. Rugged capability, intelligent all-wheel drive systems, and traction modes. Find your Honda at your Honda dealers of the Carolinas today.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check if they're going for it on 4th down before going to the concession stand.
Yeah, give me 3 hot dogs, 2 jumbo touchdown, baby! What?
Hey, buddy, you want cheese with those?
Yeah, checking first is smart.
No.
What?
So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
This is Tar Heel Football from Learfield.
Window World, America's largest exterior remodeler and a proud partner of UNC, provides exceptional quality windows, siding, doors, and more. They're headquartered right here in North Carolina and have enhanced over 100,000 homes across 30 counties for over 25 years. Improving your largest investment with energy efficiency products and creating amazing curb appeal is what they do best. From Raleigh-Durham to Rocky Mount, down to Fayetteville and beyond. Call, click, or visit Window World, a proud partner of Carolina Athletics, today.
At Reed's Jewelers, we know that the rules of engagement were made to be broken. So don't settle for the first ring you see in the case. When you put a ring on it, make the moment your own with something that's just as unique as your love. Whether you're going big, keeping it subtle, or finding a happy medium, we're here to help you say I do with a one-of-a-kind design. Because doing things your way is what makes them mean everything. Reed's Jewelers, an official partner of Tar Heel Sports. Visit your local Reed's Jewelers in-store or online at reeds.com to chat with an expert.
Tigers off to a 1-3 start, worst to ever start under Dabo Swinney. The Orange, meanwhile, off to a 3-1 start here in 2025. Back to our game and our stats presented by Verizon. Verizon now locks in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on myplan.com. Central Florida's outgained the Heels 209-97. 148 of those yards have come through the air. The Tar Heels 68 yards passing, just 29 yards rushing. Central Florida's churned out 61 yards yards on the ground. The Heels penalized 3 times for 30 yards, all 3 of those penalties coming in the second quarter. Central Florida docked 25 yards on 5 penalties. The Knights have doubled up the Tar Heels in first downs, 14-7. Both teams pretty good on third down. The Tar Heels 3 of 5, the Knights 4 of 9. Central Florida also 2 of 2 on fourth downs. Time of possession, 19 minutes and 13 seconds for Central Florida. The Tar Heels have had it for 10 minutes and 47 seconds. The Knights 4 of 4 in cashing in red zone opportunities. The Tar Heels 0 of 1 with their first red zone turnover on the season. 1 of 2 interceptions thrown by Gio Lopez in the game's first half. Lopez has completed 7 of 10 passes, but 2 of those 3 incompletions have gone to the other team as Central Florida holds a 20-3 advantage on Carolina at the break. That'll do it for the halftime show, brought to you as always by Wells Fargo, official sponsor of Carolina Athletics. After the break, we'll send things back down to Orlando. It's Jones, Joe, and Lee with the game's play-by-play here in the second half. Central Florida at the half leads Carolina 20-3 from Learfield.
You carry Carolina with you everywhere you go. Officially licensed Tar Heel gear holds that connection that won't fade. It's more than merchandise. It's tradition, pride, and memories stitched in Carolina blue. The uniform for the moments that make you a Tar Heel. The first walk across Polk Place. The late nights on Franklin Street. The wins you'll never forget. Each piece is authentically Carolina, a part of you. And every purchase benefits Carolina Athletics.
Today's highlight is brought to you by Toyota. At home or on the road, they're never the underdog. Toyota. Let's go places. Get 1.99% APR for 36 months on a new 2025 Toyota Tacoma Hybrid. Offer valid through September 30th, 2025. 0 down for well-qualified buyers with approved credit and financing through Southeast Toyota Finance. $28.64 monthly payment for every $1,000 financed. Excludes tax tag registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details.
This is the Tar Heel Sports Network from Learfield.
It's Bo time. Fumbling the food on game day? Rookie move. But you know Bo can make your tailgate a winner, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Because the Carolina Legend has everything you're craving. We're talking crispy, juicy chicken loaded with real Southern flavor, fluffy, scratch-made buttermilk biscuits, and all the fixings to feed your whole crew faster than you can say touchdown. Be the MVP this season and let Bojangles do the cooking. Order your tailgate today. It's Bo time.
When you're on the move and looking for nonstop college sports action, get the Varsity Network app and take the game with you everywhere. Stream live play-by-play from schools across the country right from your phone, free. Catch hundreds of weekly podcasts, including shows from your favorite teams, all in one place. From football Saturdays to midweek hoops, it's your all-access pass to the college sports world. Whether it's game day or just your daily drive, the Varsity Network app has you covered. Download now and listen live for free on the Varsity Network app.
Wells Fargo halftime show coming to an end. Carolina going to need to get moving here in the second half, down 20-3 at the break. Jones Angel, Joe Yock here with you. And Joe, let's get to the trusted choice of the game. Brought to you by the Trusted Choice Independent Insurance Agents of North Carolina. They want you to stay safe behind the wheel. Put down your phone while driving. Let's all have a hands-free NC. Don't have distracted driving. To learn more and find an agent near you, the website is trustedchoice.com/goheels. Joe, what in your mind will be important here in half number 2?
Yeah, I think the most important thing is don't panic, and that you have to understand you're not going to get it all back in one chunk. So you start thinking of, hey, one touchdown, a field goal, whatever it means. Just get this thing down to a one-score game. You don't have to panic. Coach Belichick has obviously had a history of coming back in games in the past. So one series at a time, one play at a time. Put some points on the board, get it within reach and distance.
The freshman Shenard Clower is back deep, but he will not have a chance for a return as that ball hits on the backside of the end zone. So Carolina will start on the 25-yard line. Heels had the ball 5 possessions in the first half. One of them was the one-play kneel down. The other four plays and an interception, a 3-and-out. 10 plays and an interception, and then a 7-play field goal drive. Lopez remains at quarterback. Hall will get the start in the second half at running back. Culliver and Ship wide right. The freshman Clower wide left. Now he comes in motion. He'll circle behind the QB Lopez, who hands off to Hall. Hall stretches to the near side, cuts up the field, and is wrapped up and slung down after a gain of 3 to the 28-yard line. Tar Heels in that first half under 100 yards of offense. Just 97 in the first half.
Yeah, and you talk about not getting it all back in one shot or one play, but I will say this. To get the ball to start this half, I think this drive is a very, very critical drive for the rest of the game.
Jake Johnson, Clower, Ship wide right. Culliver and Hall wide left. Now Hall will motion into the backfield. He'll sprint out of the formation. It's a little tunnel screen to the freshman Clower right side at the hash mark. Catches and ducks over the 30 to the 31. Gain of 3. And it will bring up an important early third down. This is 3rd and 4. Shenard Clower, 5'9", 165 pounds freshman. Lakeland, Florida, checks out of the game. Seeing his most extensive action of the year so far. Big 3rd and 4. Heels were 3 of 5 on third down in the first half. Lopez fakes a throw to the right, rolls to the left, dumps it off. Nice one-handed grab by Hood, but he is short of the first down. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. His momentum stopped as he had to reach out and make that one-handed catch. And by the time he got the motor revving again, he was taken down for a gain of 1. And 3 and out, obviously not what the Heels wanted.
No, not what they wanted at all. Good job by Hood being able to go down and get that ball. You got to give credit. I don't know who the defensive end was from UCF, but he did a great job of spinning out of the block and then forcing Gio to get rid of it a lot faster than he wanted to.
Second 3 and out of the game for Carolina. McGinnis punts it, fair catch. Caught for it. It's mopped loose on the ground. I think Carolina jumped on it. The officials blowing the whistle come in.
Will Hardy's at the bottom of that pile.
And UCF gets it back. Boy, oh boy. It looked like Hardy had gotten on the football, but instead it was the return man Jackson for UCF who muffed it, who was able to dive on it in time to prevent a momentum switching play.
So close.
So UCF will have it on their own 36. Boy, it looked like Hardy got that football. Another swing pass out to the edge. This is Dwayne Thomas, crosses the 40 to the 42-yard line, make it 43, gain of 7. Again, UCF, a lot of the pass game has been peppering the edges, and then on the touchdown late in the half, faked that screen, and Carolina had a wide open man, Kylan Fox, for the touchdown.
Boy, the Tar Heels sure could use a turnover right now.
Down 20-3 early in the second half. Throw to midfield, caught right at the UCF logo by Dylan Wade, tight end. He's hit immediately, but falls forward to the Carolina 49 for a first down.
And that's just a good job by Jackson right there. They were trying to run a tunnel screen on the outside, but it got jumped by the Carolina DB. I think it was Marcus Allen jumped it, and Jackson was smart enough to come off that read and then go to the check down to his tight end as a secondary read. So good play by him. That had a potential to be an interception for a touchdown if he would have thrown it out wide.
Allen and Dix in the corners. Heels have 3 linebackers on the field, House, Simpson, and Baer. Gibson and Hardy, the safeties. Jackson keeps it himself, has a ton of room right side. Hardy trying to close in on him and finally forces him out of bounds. But all the way down to the 20-yard line. Another big gain, this one of 29. And feels like Carolina's wobbling right now.
Yeah, I don't understand that. If you're an outside backer away from the play, away from the run, you have no responsibility to the front side of the run. The only thing you have is the boot on the backside. There needs to be contained backside. That would have stopped that to nothing. We got to stop. It's 2 times in a row. 2 times that's happened.
Officials blow the play dead. Something with the clock. Abujide, Robinson, Mims, and Mapoyi are the front 4 for Carolina. They're going to move the ball back to the 24-yard line. Say that Jackson stepped out of bounds there. So it was a gain of 25 yards on the run. So UCF on the edge of the red zone looking for a big play. And they get it to the 10. Again, pump faking the screen, throwing down the slot to the tight end. Wade makes the grab. Gibson takes him down, but it'll be 1st and goal for UCF.
Officials timeout for an
And
injured offensive player.
there is a player down. I think that is the tight end, Wade, who made the catch. The junior from Orlando, Florida. Transfer from Maryland. He is up, kind of working out his left shoulder as he walks towards the sideline. Down to the 6 on the play, a gain of 18. And Joe, again, we've seen that a couple times, and we've talked about it. Just UCF peppering those swing passes, bubble screens, and then every now and then they fake it and look down the field. Carolina trying to stay disciplined. Actually not terribly out of position that time, but a good throw by Jackson, who's been good. He's 19 of 23, 181 yards and a touchdown. He also has rushed for 59 yards and a score.
Ball's on the 6-yard line. Got to figure out a way to hold him to a field goal. Like I said earlier, try to create a turnover.
Yeah, touchdown here would get this score lopsided. Hand off to Montgomery, left side. Carolina stands him up. The pile moves. He's down at the 1. Second and goal from the 1.
Second down.
Tar Heels down 20-3. They had the ball late first half, 1st and 10 at the UCF 23. Ended up settling for a field goal. Knights scored late half, and now the Knights score at the beginning of the second half as Miles Montgomery gets his first touchdown of the season. And all of a sudden, UCF running away from the Tar Heels. That's the 6-play drive for another touchdown for UCF. The Knights have scored on 5 of their 6 possessions today.
Yeah, and this is what happens when you, like you said, you hit those bubble screens, you hit the shots downfield, you have the boots that get you long yardage, and then that starts softening up your middle, stretching the defense out wide. It's just putting them in a real tough spot, and Carolina is just not responding right here to start the second half.
6 plays, 64 yards, 2:57 off the clock. PAT is good as well. It's now 27-3 with 9:51 to go in the third quarter. Tar Heels on the wrong side of a 24-point deficit from Learfield.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check if they're going for it on 4th down before going to the concession stand.
Yeah, give me 3 hot dogs, 2 jumbo touchdown, baby! What?
Hey, buddy, you want cheese with those?
Yeah, checking first is smart.
No.
So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
This is Tar Heel football from Learfield.
Heel commercials talk really fast. But we made this one for RV owners. Progressive knows they like the slower pace of RV life, like this commercial. And they know Progressive will protect their RV at a fair price with discounts. Now here comes the fast part. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Well, this one threatening to get away. It's 27-3 with 9:51 to go, third quarter. Still time, but this game needs to flip dramatically for Carolina to get back in the mix. And again, something we were talking about right before that touchdown. I mean, the Heels had it down 13-0, 1st and 10 at the UCF 23 late in the first half. We're trying to, that was at the 2-minute timeout. We're going to try and burn the clock, score, get into the locker room down either 13-3, 13-7, then get the second half kickoff, see where you go. Instead, a false start penalty, a sack. The Heels get tackled out of bounds on a third down play to stop the clock with UCF out of timeouts. They kick the field goal, but then UCF with its best, one of its best drives, had a lot of good drives today, but one of its best drives, 6 plays, 83 yards in just 64 seconds. They go up 20-3 and then immediately hit the Heels again. A 3-and-out for Carolina's offense and another touchdown for UCF. So a game that not that long ago on the clock was still very much in play, now feels a long way away for the Tar Heels. We're brought to you in part by Modelo, an official beer of the Heels. It will be a kickoff for UCF. Carolina returning again from right to left. There'll be a chance for a return on this one. Will be the freshman Clower off the 1-yard line. And he is swamped under as he comes between the hashes to the 20 and is stopped there. As the Tar Heels send the offense out, want to thank you no matter how you're listening today, maybe on WSPC in Albemarle, maybe down on the coast, WMFD in Wilmington. So Carolina starting on its own 20. Lopez the quarterback, June the running back, Leacock out wide right, Paysor and Ship out to the left, Jake Johnson in the game as well. June, who was out as a wide receiver, will now come into the backfield. Fake on the jet sweep. Lopez takes it himself and gains 2, maybe 3. Let's give him 3 on the run. And it will be 2nd and 7 for Carolina.
Yeah, and you got to start to think that UCF with a 27-3 lead will loosen up their defense, not trying to get beat by the big play. So hopefully Carolina can take advantage of that and move the ball down the field.
Reset the game clock to 9 minutes, 45 seconds.
The longest
play clock to 40 seconds.
The longest play of the day for Carolina is 24 yards.
9:35 in the game clock, 9:35.
A pass to Jordan Ship. They have a 15-yard pass to Culliver. June has a run of 13 yards. I believe those are the only 3 plays that have gone for more than 10 yards for the Tar Heels today. Lopez, one of his better throws of the day, finds Culliver on the near hash. Culliver squeezes it and pushes his way, spinning forward for the first down. Ship. Jordan Ship with the catch, does a nice job getting ahead to the 33. Joe, that was one of the better throws by Lopez this afternoon.
And you saw right there, the Ship put a nice little move, little wiggle move, slanted inside, and right before he stuck his foot in the ground, the ball was out of Gio's hand, and so when he came out of that cut, it was on him. That's how Gio needs to get rid of the football.
So a first down for Carolina. Lopez hands off to June, trying to stretch to the far side. He'll do his best to get a yard on the play. Actually, pretty good work to get 1 as he was fighting for everything he had to get back to the line of scrimmage, and eventually does pick up a yard on the play to the 34. 2nd and 9, Joe.
And I think Jones, that with the score the way it is right now, if there was an opportunity to allow Gio to say, okay, hey, we're behind, we got nothing to lose, let's get him into a rhythm of trying to throw the football just like he did on the previous play to Shep.
9th tackle of the day for Lewis Carter, the linebacker for UCF. He's been good. Handoff to June. Powers forward over the 35 to the 37. It's a gain of 3, and we'll bring up 3rd down. Clock at 8:02 and moving, third quarter. Tar Heels in a big deficit here now, 27-3, needing to stay on the field.
And this is where they brought in Jake Johnson. Jake has done a good job with Gio. The throws that he likes just off the edges up the field to pick up the first down. He's had a few of those this year.
Johnson will be on the right side of the line. Wide right, Paysor. Wide left, Ship. Slot left, Leacock. Paysor Lopez, time to throw. Dumps it off in the flat to the running back, who's Goss, right side. He is upended short of the first down. And Heels got a choice to make here at the 42-yard line. It is 1 yard shy. And, man, down by 24. And it doesn't appear the Heels are sending out the punt unit.
Yeah, that's a good job by Gio right there. He went through progression, which is first, second read. There's nothing there. Things started collapsing. He gave it to the outlet on the sidelines. Almost picked up the first down. Just got to be able to convert now on fourth.
Heels still in the huddle as the play, and Lopez is trying to get the play call. We're down to 6 seconds. Carolina's going to have to take a timeout here. Play clock's down to 2. And they were still in the huddle. So Tar Heels made a late sub with Jordan Owens coming in. And I believe it was Paysor who stepped out. And then Lopez was struggling to get the call. And at that point, they were in clock trouble. So Tar Heels take their first second half timeout. Looking at a 4th and 1. And looking at a 24-point deficit. 6:51 to go in the third quarter. 27-3 UCF from Learfield.
The fans came out today, David.
That's right, Gabe. Big games mean bigger tailgates.
Check out that Ford F-150 truck, a championship caliber performance.
Oh, flawless execution, Gabe. Smart, powerful, and with available Pro Power on board, F-150 just took this tailgate over the top.
Game on, David. For the latest offers on Ford F-150, go to buyfordnow.com to see your Carolina Ford dealer today. See owner's manual for important operating instructions.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Carolina Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
All the action, all season long. You're listening to Tar Heel Football.
6:51 to go, third quarter. Tar Heels in a hole, 27-3 at UCF. Lee Pace is our Pinehurst Resort sideline reporter. Lee, I'm going to guess that was not a timeout the Tar Heels wanted to take there with that communication issue.
Well, they made the best of it, hopefully. Bill Belichick normally spends a lot of time on the sidelines looking at his tablet, but he put it down and he walked over and spent a lot of time in the middle of the quarterbacks there with quarterback coach Matt Lombardi, Gio Lopez, and Max Johnson.
It is Lopez, Lee, who will be in the shotgun with Goss to his right. 4th and 1. Boy, everybody crowded on the line of scrimmage. Lopez going to fake it, take it himself, and I think he has enough. Didn't get much more than needed, but does get enough to keep the drive alive.
Yeah, it looked good. It looked like he was going to pick up a little more, but then he sort of got stonewalled, but still got the first down.
There's a Tar Heel down. It might be Lopez. It is Gio Lopez, who is injured on the play. He is on his hands and knees and really appears to be in a fair amount of pain. He was kind of crawling forward and dragging one of his legs behind him as he was doing so.
Timeout on the field.
Multiple members of the Tar Heel training and medical staff out. Bill Belichick staring 5 or 6 yards away, checking in as well on his quarterback. We're going to take a full break. Before we do that, let me take a 10-second ID break first. Let's break 10 seconds for station ID down the lines on the Tar Heel Sports Network. Lopez does get up and limp off the field. He is barely putting any weight on his right leg as he goes to the sideline. Now we'll take that break. Tar Heels down 27-3 from Learfield.
This is Joe Yock, proud Tar Heel football alum. I know what it takes to stay on your feet, on the field and off. That's why I trust the Good Feet Store, proud partners of Carolina Athletics. They provide personalized arch supports that have helped thousands move better, feel better, and live pain-free. Get back to moving the way you're meant to. Visit the Good Feet Store right here in Chapel Hill or one of their 6 locations across the state. Support your heels and feel the difference.
It's never lost on Window World that your home is your largest physical investment. Window World's integrity will be noticed from your very first moment of contact. The clean, professional installation of premium windows, siding, doors, and more are designed to last while leaving your home looking amazing. Window World and their lifetime warranty will always be there when it really matters. They're America's most trusted remodeler and a proud partner of Carolina Athletics because the difference is integrity and always in the details.
Craving the perfect BLT? Head to Merritt's Grill, home of the legendary bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich that's been fueling Tar Heel fans for years. And now, we're bringing that same mouth-watering flavor inside Kenan Stadium. Visit the new Merritt's in the Pines location at Gate 2 at Kenan Stadium and bite into the sandwich that defines Carolina flavor. Merritt's Grill can outfit your tailgate with catering trays to feed any size crowd. Merritt's Grill, the premium sandwich of the Carolina Tar Heels.
During the timeout, they uphold the call and say Carolina did get a first down. Lopez, it was a right leg injury. Max Johnson is in. Second time this year that Lopez has been injured. Johnson responded against TCU, 9 of 11, 103 yards, and a touchdown. Johnson, the senior from Athens, Georgia, comes in here with the Heels down 27-3. It is 1st and 10. Off the Heels' 43-yard line. Johnson hands off to June, stretches right side, now cuts up the field and is spun down around midfield. It's going to be a gain of 7 for the freshman. June now, after that run, up to 37 yards on the day. Austin Blaskey shoves him forward for 2 to the 48-yard line of UCF, so it'll be 3rd and 1.
Yeah, it's just like that, though. I mean, June is stuffed right there for no gain, and he still puts him in a 3rd and 1 just by being able to press the pile forward.
Clock is moving. Heels are down 24 points. 5.5 to go in the 3rd quarter. It's been a laborious drive for the Heels off their own 20 to the UCF 48. Keep it on the ground. This time Ben Hall in the game, and he's going to move the sticks. Gets a gain of 2, and the Tar Heels 4 of 8 on 3rd down. So they've converted a 3rd down and a 4th down now in this drive to keep it going. Max Johnson in for the injured Gio Lopez. Lopez 11 of 14, 87 yards, 2 interceptions. First action for Johnson since the TCU game. He'll be alone in the backfield. Although June is wide left as a running back or as a wide receiver at the moment. He stays there, though. So Johnson going to throw. He's hit as he throws. And it is incomplete. Pressure coming off the edge for UCF. Looked like that was Tyreek Robinson, a redshirt freshman who had quickly gotten into Max Johnson's face.
Yeah, Max held on to it over there. He was looking, I believe, for Jordan Chip on the other side, but held on to it, but able to get rid of it. Like I said, sometimes you got to throw it in the dirt, give yourself a chance to live to the next down.
Johnson in the shotgun. Clock stops on the incompletion. 4:34 to go. Goss, the running back, to his right. Johnson going to throw again. Has more time this time and dumps it off, but low to Goss. I think Johnson's arm was hit as he threw it by the man applying pressure on the play for UCF, who was Damari Henderson. Or it may have been Nigel E. Kelly, getting into the backfield. So, back-to-back incompletions brings up 3rd and 10.
Yeah, 3rd and 10, but you are on UCF's side of the field, so even if you don't pick, you just pick up 5 or 6 to give you the opportunity to go for it on 4th down, which you're definitely going to have to do at this point in the ball game.
Yeah, down by 24, barring a big loss here, you may go for it regardless. Johnson tunnel screen to Clower, the freshman. Clower had space but kind of danced around, and that allowed UCF to close in on him at the 41-yard line. A gain of 5. There's an injured Knight on the back end of the play. Philip Dunham, the safety, is shaken up. Looked like Clower had he just kind of definitively gone forward after making the catch. Had some blockers in front, but kind of juked back and forth, and that gave the Knights time to get multiple hats to the football. We're going to stay here for a 4th and 5 for the Tar Heels. Again, there's an injured Knight, so we're assuming that Carolina is going to go for it. Let's check in on the sideline with Lee Pace, our Pinehurst Resort sideline reporter. Lee.
Jill Lopez is still in the medical tent. The doctors came out several minutes ago, as well as Luke Ross, the trainer. Luke went over and dug in the drawers for the medical supplies and came out with a handful of adhesive tape and gauze and has got back into the tent. So no idea what's going on there, but it was his right leg that he was favoring severely going into the tent.
Thank you, Lee. Let's check in on the North Carolina Farm Bureau scoreboard. Some of the games going on, 3:30 kicks around the country. Some ACC action. Florida State is pounding Kent State 45-3 is the score in that one. Georgia Tech 21-7 over Temple. Duke leads State in Durham 28-20. Duke early second half in that one. Some big national games. Michigan 27, Nebraska 17 late third quarter. Oklahoma in Norman up on Auburn 13-10 third quarter there. Notre Dame 28, Purdue 13. That game is in a weather delay. A lot of weather delays this season early in the campaign. Ole Miss blowing out a good Tulane team 31-3 is the score in that one. Again, here it is 27-3 with UCF up big on the Tar Heels in Orlando. Games later tonight in the ACC, Miami hosts Florida at 7:30. Virginia hosting Stanford at 7:30. Cal on the road at San Diego State at 10:30. A couple later, top 25 games of interest, Indiana and Illinois, a big one in the Big Ten. That's a 7:30 start in Bloomington. USC hosts Michigan State late night. That's an 11 o'clock kick tonight for the Spartans and the Trojans. For Carolina, after today, feels like an important stretch upcoming. Carolina will have an open date and then host Clemson. Clemson is 1-3. You know there will be a lot of talk around their start to the season. Tigers coming to Chapel Hill in 2 weeks. Carolina hoping to get back in this game, but if it doesn't, it will be 2-2 if the Tar Heels, and again, a lot of time left, but down by 24 with 4:18 to go and facing a 4th down when action resumes. So, Joe, with this open day, and then Carolina plays Clemson and then has another open day. Yeah. It's a unique schedule, so just one game in the next 3 weeks feels like an important time period here upcoming for Carolina to improve and continue to figure out the best path forward.
Yeah, and they have to, like you said, continue to improve. And then you just go back to this game. You go all the way back to the TCU game when it got out of control. It's just a play here or a play there. Tyler Thompson gets the sack for the end of the half. You got a 13-3 ball game with getting the football, and you feel totally different going into the half. It's just one or two things here. Heels are being competitive. They just got to get those one or two things to get over the top.
It's the 13th play of the drive. UCF was offside. Carolina completes the pass for a first down anyway. Max Johnson finds his brother Jake for the first down at the 35.
Defense number 9.
Carolina will decline the offside penalty, which would have given them the first down also, but they get an extra yard on the 6-yard completion to Johnson.
Yeah, just like that right there. That ball came out of Max Johnson came out of his hand with some zip.
And we talked about this some late in the TCU game. Just in the limited action we have seen Max Johnson, his arm strength has been impressive.
Much.
Feels like it's at a better place than it was when we saw him for that limited time last year. 5 wide, Johnson will throw. UCF rushes 3. Johnson tries his brother down the left sideline, but well covered there. The ball too tall really for anybody to make a play on as the Heels tried to hit a little bit of a wheel route there. Good defense, though, by Jaden Williams of UCF to make sure there was nothing doing.
And you got to give UCF credit, especially their secondary. Some of the things that Carolina has tried to set up, and like for example for that, Jake, on the wheel route, they've done a good job of covering it.
This will be the 15th play of the drive. Carolina's moved 45 yards in 14 plays. 3:39 to go in the third quarter, 27-3 UCF. Another throw. Johnson rolls out, finds his brother again at the 32. He'll quickly head up the field, knocked down at the 29 near numbers. And we'll bring up third down, but Carolina gains 6 on the play. That's 3 straight passes from Johnson to Johnson.
And that's one thing that I do like about Max Johnson. Nobody's going to accuse him of being a great scrambler, but at the same time, he has the savvy where he knows to keep himself alive in the pocket, know how to slide, just to buy him a little bit of time to keep his eyes downfield and then pick up the completion.
Tar Heels 4 of 9 on third down. They've converted a couple fourth downs on this drive as well. This is 3rd and 4. Under 3 minutes to go, third quarter. Ball on the near hash as the Heels go right to left. Handoff to June, trying to get the corner turn right side, does so. June down the far sideline, shoved out of bounds over the 20. He'll be out at the 18, a gain of 11 for the freshman.
Wow, that's just a really good run. June showed fantastic speed. I thought the edge was protected right there, and they were going to do a good job of blowing that up. But June showing his speed, gets to the outside and able to pick up some nice yardage.
So June now up to 50 yards rushing. Again, not a huge number, but 5 yards per carry for June today.
And he just is tough. He's tough, he's fast, he's strong, and he just runs hard.
He's out at the moment as Goss comes in to stand next to Max Johnson. Johnson to throw again. Looking over the middle of the field, time to throw. Really nice ball to the 10. Goss with the catch on the far sideline. Boy, that ball was placed perfectly by Max Johnson. Goss knocked out of bounds at the 9, a gain of 9 on the play.
And that's what can give the offensive line some confidence, is when they can protect him. They know Max is going through his reads. That was his third read to be able to dump it off to Goss right there for the pickup.
Heels moving a little quickly here. Handoff to Goss on 2nd and short. And he's going to duck ahead for the first down, I believe. Yep, they will say first down to the 8, so gained 1. And Carolina now will be facing a 1st and goal from a football length inside the 8-yard line. Clock all the way down to 95 seconds in the third quarter. This has been an incredibly long drive for the Tar Heels off their own 20 to the UCF 8. The problem is they're down 27-3. Here late third quarter.
Oh, they're taking a long time in the huddle. Play clock's under at 8 seconds right now.
It's the 19th play of the drive. A fake by Johnson to the jet sweep to June. Johnson rolls out, delivers, caught, touchdown. Front left corner of the end zone. The ball brought in by Kobe Paysor for 6. 19 plays and a touchdown.
Great job by Max rolling out, and then he was extremely patient. He had trouble bearing down on him, but yet he bought himself enough time to allow Kobe Paysor to get open and then drop the ball to him for the touchdown.
Carolina should go for 2 here, down by 24 before that score. If you get 2, you're down 16, which is still a 2-score game, and Carolina will leave the offense on the field. This will be the first 2-point try the Heels have had this season. Bunch set tight to the line on the right. One receiver, it's Ship on the left. Max Johnson gets the shotgun snap, looking to his right, lobs it to the back corner of the end zone, and incomplete. Leacock was the intended receiver. It was defended pretty well on that back edge by UCF.
Hey, good job by the Tar Heels, getting it in the end zone.
Carolina goes 19 plays for the touchdown. Let's go ahead and we're going to take a break. 1:06 to go in the quarter. Carolina down 27-9 from Learfield.
Hey, Tar Heel fans, if your game plan this season includes buying or selling a home,
You need the Carolinas home team at Howard Hanna Allen Tate Real Estate. Howard Hanna Allen Tate is a proud partner of Carolina Athletics and the #1 real estate company in the Carolinas. Howard Hanna Allen Tate promises a home ownership experience that's different from all the others with real estate, mortgage, and insurance services. Contact a Howard Hanna Allen Tate agent today and let us show you how we're built differently.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Ah, crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
This is the Tar Heel Sports Network from Learfield.
Never settle, unless it's into the electrifying BMW i4. Blend the lines of cutting-edge and classic with groundbreaking technology at your fingertips. Experience M-engineered precision while you twist around every turn. After all, electric doesn't have to be static. If you thought EVs couldn't live up to your expectations, then you've never experienced the ultimate electric driving machine. The 100% electric 2025 BMW i4. Take advantage of exceptional offers today.
Tar Heel fans, this is an exclusive message from our favorite pizza partner, Domino's Pizza, who is on site at every home game where concessions are sold.
Hey Tar Heels, this is Ryan from your local Domino's. Our UNC alumni family-owned company has an exclusive everyday offer for all Tar Heel fans across all of North Carolina. Order online for delivery and use coupon code UNC at checkout and receive 25% off your entire online delivery order. That's right, 25% off everything. It's a great day to be a Tar Heel. Go Heels!
1:06 to go in the third quarter, 27-9. We're brought to you in part by the Good Feet store. If you have foot, knee, hip, or back pain, Good Feet Arch Support's engineered to support all four arches, provide pain relief, balance, and comfort. Try them for yourself. Book your free fitting today at goodfeet.com. What a drive by Carolina. 19 plays. That is by far the longest this year. They had a 19-play drive last year against Pitt. If I remember correctly, they didn't score on that drive. But a 19-play drive, longest of the year, 80 yards, 8:40 off the clock. That's the longest of the year there as well. So all those things are good, except the Tar Heels are down multiple scores on the scoreboard, and so it's 27-9. They might be. Verhoff is setting up as he might be trying an onside kick here. As he kind of fakes it as he walks up to it, and UCF's going to take a timeout. So Verhoff kind of acted like he was going to kick an onside, then backed off, and if nothing else, got UCF to take a timeout. That was an interesting sequence. And now that'll give us a chance to go down to the sideline. Lee Pace, you've been keeping an eye on Gio Lopez. What's going on there with the Carolina quarterback?
Sad to say, Gio has been put in a golf cart and is being wheeled off into the corner of the end zone right now. In quite a bit of pain. He was bent over, head in his hands, very disappointed, very aggravated and unhappy with the pain and everything that's going on. Meanwhile, Jones, about a half dozen unruly and overserved UCF fans have been removed behind the Carolina bench. It looks like they were disturbing the family of Thad Dixon. Thad came over a little while later and looked up in the stands, and there were a bunch of security people there, and they've removed a bunch of fans around who apparently were being unruly around the Dixon family.
I kind of made that no because I saw Gio right when Lee was making that report, and he was he was in the passenger seat of the golf cart, head down, towel over his head, clearly A, in pain, and B, just distraught. Golly, Pete. I know it's been a tough start to the season, but that doesn't matter. You hate to see that for anybody, as now Verhoff is going to kick it off deep. And we'll have to see what happens at the quarterback position moving forward. Certainly today, it's going to be, you would assume, Max Johnson the rest of the way. On the depth chart for Carolina, in addition to Johnson, their next two guys are both true freshmen, Torrey Newkirk and Bryce Baker. And so, we're speculating here, which is dangerous to do, but if Lopez is out for any period of time, that depth chart will be something to keep an eye on for Carolina at that QB spot. Gosh, we hate that for Gio Lopez. It was a nice job by Johnson to come in and lead a touchdown drive, though, and now it'll be up to the Tar Heel defense, who's been on the bench for a while here after that long drive. They'll be playing defense as UCF snaps it off the 25-yard line. Jackson rolling out, pressure in his face, has to jump and throw the ball, tipped up in the air, almost intercepted. The intended receiver, Black, just couldn't quite snag it. He kept bobbling and tipping and punched it up in the air. The Tar Heels dove after it but couldn't get there. It's just incomplete, 2nd and 10 with 59 seconds to go in the third quarter.
And what you're going to see now, after I'm sure Scott Frost had a little lump in his throat right there when that ball got tipped up. I think you're really quickly going to see a change in play calling with UCF being up 27-9.
Yeah, so Carolina scores but goes for 2, which mathematically the right move, but down 18 since the Heels failed to get that. It is going to be another throw. Tar Heels rush 4, and the catch is made diving to the ground, though, in the backfield by Miles Montgomery. He'll lose significant yardage on the play back to the 17. It's a loss of 8, and we'll bring up 3rd and 18. That might be the last play of – nope, UCF does have to snap it one more time here in the quarter. As the game clock is at 30 seconds, the play clock at about 18. So 3rd and very long here for UCF. They go 5 wide. Watch out for Jackson running on the play if UCF stays conservative. Instead, it will just be a screen, and it's through the hands of the intended receiver, Miles Montgomery. So a 3-and-out for UCF. Tar Heels are chatting on the sideline. Kamori House. I think that looked like a UCF player just swung at Kamori House. But no official was in the area. That looked like Marcus Burke, I believe, a receiver. But it's going to be a non-factor as no official in the area.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Carolina does right here. They take a chance to come after this punter or set up the return. I want to try to go for the block.
Still 16 seconds left in the third quarter. Punt is away. Hanging up in the air. Hardy has to call for the fair catch. Good hang time as he snags it at the 41-yard line of the Tar Heels. Make it the 42. So that's where Carolina will start this next drive after the 40-yard kick. So 8 seconds to go in the third quarter. UCF, for just the second time today, has to punt. And Tar Heels still down 18, but had the long touchdown drive and get a quick 3-and-out. See what happens next. Max Johnson in there still at QB. Gio Lopez carted off with a right leg injury. Johnson off the mark on a throw. June was the intended receiver out of the backfield, flat left side. Johnson kind of clapped his hands a couple of times. That play was there. Wouldn't have been a big gain, maybe just a yard or two, but the throw was inaccurate. 2nd and 10. Clock stops, still 4 seconds left, so one more play here, barring a penalty in the third quarter. Tar Heels down 27-9. A field goal and a touchdown with a failed 2-point conversion. The 9 points for Carolina.
Yeah, don't be surprised if they put the ball in June's hand as well as he's been running it.
Going to be another throw. Johnson has time to do so. Uncorks it short. Caught by Jordan Owens, the tight end at the 45. So a short gain on the play as UCF rallies to the football. So it will be 3rd down for Carolina and 7 after that pitch and catch to Owens, the Central Arkansas transfer for the Heels. That is the end of the third. We go to the fourth. Tar Heels trying to sneak back in this game, but still down 18, 27-9 from Learfield.
No big deal, but you've been earning Kohl's Cash for 20 years. That's 2 decades of checkout wins. To celebrate, enter a month-long sweepstakes for a chance to win $200 in Kohl's Cash. Plus, save on fall faves during the Customer Appreciation Event now. Yep, 2 decades of Kohl's Cash is a big deal. Shop Kohl's and brag accordingly. Coupon ends September 21st. Select styles. Some exclusions apply. Sweepstakes ends September 30th, 2025. No purchase necessary. 20 winners per day. Limit 1 prize per person for entire sweepstakes. See Kohls.com for official rules and details.
Today's highlight is brought to you by Toyota. At home or on the road, they're never the underdog. Toyota, let's go places. Lease a new 2025 Toyota Tacoma SR5 for $279 a month for 36 months. Offer valid through September 30th, 2025. Well-qualified lessees with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. $42.78 due at signing. No security deposit with select equipment. $350 disposition fee. Excludes tax tag, registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details.
Now at the new Verizon stores in Raleigh and Durham, we're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on my plan. Check out our huge selection of phones, home internet, and so much more. From shopping to support and everything in between, it's your one-stop shop to get it all. Because at Verizon, whether you're already a customer or you're just joining us, we got you.
Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
We're on the road with Honda dealers of the Carolinas. Take your Tar Heels tailgate to the next level with a new Honda. See your Honda dealer of the Carolinas today. You're listening to Tar Heel Football.
Tar Heels will be looking at a third down as we go to the fourth quarter. 27-9 UCF. The Knights scored on their first 3 possessions to lead it 13-0. Carolina had a red zone turnover, took away a good scoring opportunity, then had to settle for a field goal late in the first half. UCF then, in just over a minute, scores right before halftime. Felt like such a big sequence to go up 20-3 into the locker room. Then Carolina goes 3 and out. UCF scores quickly. All of a sudden it's 27-3. Then Carolina goes on an incredibly long drive. 19 plays. Took nearly 9 minutes off the clock. In the middle of that, Gio Lopez injured to the point where he was carted off the field eventually. Max Johnson is in at QB. Heels do have the 1 field goal. It's an All-State Good Hands field goal brought to you by Allstate. Allstate will contribute to the Ramsey's General Scholarship Fund. Thank you, Allstate. And Carolina will look to convert a third down here to get things started in the fourth quarter. Jones Angel, Joe Yock, you've heard from Lee Pace, our Pinehurst Resort sideline reporter. Dave Nathan back in the studio. Ben Alexander, our chief network engineer. John Essick, our studio engineer today. Some Verizon stats. June, the leading rusher with 50 yards on 10 carries. Ship, 3 catches, 44 yards. The top receiver today for Carolina. Before the injury, Lopez, 11 of 14, 87 yards, 2 interceptions. Max Johnson in his relief effort so far, 6 of 10, 37 yards and a score. For UCF, Taven Jackson, 20 of 26, 173 yards and a touchdown. He's also rushed for 59 yards and a score. The tight end, Wade, 5 catches. The top receiver, Black and Thomas, each have 3 as well for UCF. So now Heels going left to right. Ball at the 45-yard line of Carolina as UCF offside. A free play. Johnson throws. Ship dropped it. Jordan Ship had it in his hands near the 35 of the Knights and just had it bounce incomplete. So Carolina will get the 5 yards, but that's not enough for the first down. It will bring up 3rd and 2. And Ship, who's had a good season and a good game today, wants that one back for sure.
Yeah, Ship got so excited. I think he turned his head upfield to run before he had secured the football. But Max Johnson threw a rope right there, right down the seam to Ship. Just got to pull it in. But still, with the offside penalty, get a chance again to give the opportunity to convert on a 3rd down.
It's 3rd time today, I think, that UCF has jumped offside. So 3rd and 2. Johnson hands off to Goss, and he gets swallowed under for no gain, maybe even lost a yard. They'll say he did get back to the 50, and Carolina will have to I assume, go for it. And here's where Johnson is not a terrific threat to run. So those kind of read plays maybe not quite as effective because the defense not particularly worried that he may run it.
Yeah.
But right now what they're trying to do is get 2 more yards to keep this drive going. Down 27-9.
Playing man across the board.
2 receivers to either side. Johnson, time to throw. Lets it go. Caught. First down. Far sideline. Again, it is his brother Jake Johnson who brings it in at the Knight 40-yard line.
Yeah, really good job, Max, standing in the pocket, letting the play develop, and then throwing that out to his brother Jake for the first down.
Carolina now 3 for 4 on 4th downs in the game.
And I think, too, what you get there, Jones, is Jake Johnson.
Excuse me, 3 for 3, Joe. Excuse me.
Jake Johnson is really good. He has the weakest matchup man-to-man, and he's doing a good job of shaking his guy loose.
They'll mark it officially at the UCF 39. Max Johnson claps his hands. Pressure in his face. He gets out of the pocket left side. Johnson trying to avoid trouble and finally is able to throw it away.
And that's just a good job. That's a good job. Avoid the first rusher. Don't take the sack. Nothing's there. Throw it out of bounds. 2nd and 10. No harm done.
So as Joe told you, 2nd down. And 10. Clock stops, 13:25 to go. Carolina down 27-9. Another pass for Max Johnson, setting up the screen, dumps it off to June far side. June able to get over the 35. UCF just able to do enough to get June down. Again, it is that middle linebacker, Lewis Carter, who's had a terrific day for the Knights, who makes the stop. That is tackle number 11 for him as it's 3rd and 6.
I'll tell you what, those plays are so close. The screen was set up perfectly. Got one lineman, got one block. We were 1 block away from turning that into a big gainer. Another 3rd down.
Carolina 5 of 11 on 3rd down so far. They need the 29-yard line. Johnson standing tall in the pocket. A flag comes in. Johnson being taken down is able to get it out of his hands. But a flag in the area of a hold in the middle of the offensive line, and it will indeed be a hold on the heels. Let's see if UCF takes this or if they want to have a 4th down for Carolina. It'll be 4th and about 6 if they decline. It'll be 3rd and 16.
Holding. Offense number 58. 10-yard penalty. 3rd down.
So UCF does accept the penalty. That'll move it back to the 45-yard line. Again, you'd have to think 4 downs for Carolina the rest of the way here. Down 27-9. 12:38 to play. Ball is just a football length inside the 45-yard line of the Knights. Heels going left to right. Blue helmets, white tops and pants. Down 27-9.
Like to see Carolina take another one of those seam shots at Jordan Shipp. Give him a chance to redeem himself.
2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. UCF bringing some pressure this time. Johnson in heavy trouble and just spikes it into the ground with Knights all over him. No flags down for an intentional grounding or anything.
Yeah, there's a back over there.
So Johnson able to just get the ball out of his hands to avoid.
Foul for intentional grounding. Receiver was in the area of the pass. It's 4th down.
That would have been a loss of gracious 20 had Johnson not be able to throw it away. And Carolina is going to send out the punt unit. 4th and 16 at the UCF 45.
Play clock operator, please start the play clock.
The Knights now, Joe, the last couple of possession or last couple of plays starting to try to really heat up Max Johnson.
Yeah, no doubt whatsoever. They're bringing the heat on him. But, hey, the punt return from UCF already had one little fumble punt here today. I'm sure he's a little bit nervous back there.
McGinnis steps to the right, punts it away. Fair catch called for, and this time it's made cleanly, but inside the 10.
Good punt.
At around the 7 or the 8. It will be the 7 officially for UCF. 12:20 to go. It was a 38-yard punt, but exactly what the Heels wanted, and that's pinned the Knights down deep. Clock, though, starting to get low with the Heels down 27-9, 12:20 to play. Boy, a big defensive stand. How about a turnover? Carolina could sure use something like that when we come back. Right now, it's the Knights up by 18 from Learfield.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
This is Carolina football from Learfield.
At Reed's Jewelers, we know that the rules of engagement were made to be broken. So don't settle for the first ring you see in the case. When you put a ring on it, make the moment your own with something that's just as unique as your love. Whether you're going big, keeping it subtle, or finding a happy medium, we're here to help you say I do with a one-of-a-kind design. Because doing things your way is what makes them mean everything. Reed's Jewelers, an official partner of Tar Heel Sports. Visit your local Reed's Jewelers in-store or online at reeds.com to chat with an expert.
FanDuel Sports Network is your new home for your home team.
That's what I'm talking about!
Watch all the big hits.
Oh, mercy!
Big shots.
What a dime!
Big goals.
He scores!
All in one place.
Are you kidding me?
For coverage of Tar Heel Athletics, the Carolina Hurricanes, and the Charlotte Hornets, visit FanDuelSportsNetwork.com today and watch all season long.
In football, you need a great game plan. Same with your health care benefits. That's why more people trust Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina, the state's most preferred health insurer. Put Blue Cross North Carolina on your team. It's the official health insurance partner of Carolina Athletics. And a reminder about syncmygame.com. Easy instructions on how you can sync up our broadcast with the TV feed if you're watching at home. SyncMyGame, S-Y-N-C, mygame.com to find out more. UCF, worst starting field position of the day at its own 7-yard line, but with a 27-9 lead. Carolina trying to get a stop here to get the ball back quickly. Handoff right side. Miles Montgomery gets to the 10. Gain of 3. Second down. Ball in between the 10 and the 11. Let's call it 2nd and 7 here, but it's a 2nd and 6, 2nd and 7 right in that area for the Knights.
Yeah, and you got to start thinking that they're really going to try to bleed the clock with the run game. So if Carolina can definitely go into your run blitz package, stuff the run, and then try to get the ball back with a quick 3 and out.
Heels have 2 timeouts, as does UCF here in the second half. 2-minute timeout still in play as well. 27-9. Jets sweep. Handoff coming to the near side. Dwayne Brown. Gavin Gibson forces him to the inside where some other Tar Heels are there to make the stop. Bayer and House take him down at the 15. And, Joe, here you go.
Yeah, this is where I really crowd the line. Really crowd the line right here and make them try to get a negative play or keep them, obviously the ball's on the 15-yard line, force them to punt.
Yeah, 3rd and 2 for UCF. Going right to left. Ball on the near hash. Homestanding Knights in gold helmets, black jerseys, and white pants today. They have not lost a game with Scott Frost as the head coach in 3,198 days. Jackson, the quarterback, keeps it himself. Tried to go up the middle, and it's going to depend on the spot. I think it is. Well, the sign says 4, but the officials say move the chains. Boy, really good spot for UCF that time to get the first down.
I definitely didn't think he got it.
There have been some spot questions today from both sides.
Coach Belichick's calling timeout. He wants to check this spot.
North Carolina is challenging the ruling on the field. The runner made the line of game.
So, Tar Heels are taking a timeout. If the call is upheld, the Heels will lose it. the timeout. If not, then it's going to be 4th and short. And another review. We've had a lot of reviews on spots today.
Yeah, spot reviews are tough to turn over unless it's really clear.
Take your Tar Heel tailgate to the next level with a new Honda. See your Honda dealer of the Carolinas today, as again, the officials going under the hood, brought to you by the Honda dealers of the Carolinas. Joe, what do you think about Taven Jackson, quarterback for Central Florida today?
Yeah, I mean, I think what they've done is they've done a really good job of playing to his strengths and doing a good job of getting the ball out of his hand quickly. You look at his strengths, and that is he's got a quick release, gets his ball out.
The ruling on the field is upheld. It's first down, UCF.
Yeah, he does a really good job getting the ball in his hands quickly on the bubble screens, and then they've done a good job of using those plays to set up other plays that he's been able to make some really good throws on. So the most impressed, I think, with Jackson has been he's just got really good savvy, and then plays like that when they're in a 3rd and 2 situation where he's been able to use his legs to pick up the first down, show a little toughness when he needed to.
So first down for UCF. You heard Nate Black say it was upheld. Again, those spot.
Please reset the game clock to 10 minutes, 25 seconds.
Those spot challenges are so tough.
North Carolina's been charged a timeout and a challenge.
So Carolina down to 1 timeout after the incorrect or after the unsuccessful challenge. UCF able to burn some more clock. Taven Jackson to throw. In the flat near side, Caleb Cost overruns Dwayne Brown. That allows him to cut back in and get 9 on the play. Cost was trying to catch up, kind of stumbling towards Brown. He's quick. And with Brown, Dwayne Thomas, who made the play, did so for that gain of 9 and bring up a 2nd and short. UCF happy to take some time off the clock. 9:54 and moving. Here in Orlando, 27-9. Running play Montgomery. First down and more. Carolina comes up. A flag comes in. Hardy tripped up Montgomery over the 30, but a flag comes in the middle of the line.
Holding.
Offense, number 69. 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
That is the German native Paul Rubelt. Called for the hold. That's a big call.
Yeah.
As it's going to make it 2nd and long now. That's a spot foul. They say the hold occurred at the 30-yard line, so that would have been down the field. So they move it back to the 20. So 2nd and not that long, honestly. It's 2nd and 7 after the spot foul. Clock at 9:20 and moving. Jackson, the quick throw. Low.
I don't know.
Did the Knights get their hands underneath it? Yes. Dwayne Thomas Jr., the Charlotte transfer, sliding to the ground. Apparently got his arms underneath.
Yeah, that one they may take a look at it.
Of a completed catch is under further review.
So they're going to review this one too. Clock stops with 9:01 to go. Thomas did not have any catches against the Tar Heels last year when he was with Charlotte. Certainly sold that one as though he caught it. Stood up, gave it the old first down signal. We have not gotten a great replay look to help you out. 27-9, UCF, 9:01 to go.
Throwing it on the board. It's not a great angle.
The throw was low. Thomas looked like he got his arms underneath. The question is, did he pin that football,
I think
though?
He got it. From that angle right there, he got it. I think it's complete.
If it's upheld, it'll be a gain of 14 to the 34. And a first down. Quick review.
After further review, ruling is upheld. It's first down, UCF.
Again, the clock not the Tar Heels' friend here. Down 27-9 here in the fourth quarter. UCF led 20-3 at halftime, then 27-3 early in the second half. Carolina did get a touchdown on the board, went for 2 unsuccessfully. And now UCF trying to play the clock game here with a multi-score lead. And will run it. Coming to the near side is Jaden Nixon. Stretches it out, jumps over the 35, taken down at the 37 for a gain of 3. Carolina with just one timeout to work with. And UCF will huddle up. I've seen both teams huddle a fair amount today.
CJ Mims, the defensive tackle, has done some good things today.
He's up there with Jackson, Abujade, and Mapoy up front for Carolina. It's going to be a speed option, a long pitch on the right side, which is completed, but then the Heels come in and take out the legs of Nixon. Will Hardy comes in from the secondary to make the stop for no gain, maybe even a loss of a yard on the play.
Yeah, that's the one thing Carolina has done really well defensively is defend the option.
That was a long pitch on the speed option. UCF in total, 108 yards on the ground, 196 in the air, 304 total. Carolina 203 total today. Clock is moving, 7:38. It's 27-9 UCF, 3rd and 8. Tar Heels need to get off the field here. Jackson's going to throw it. The pocket is breaking down. He's able to get it out in the flat near side. Carolina's going to need an open field tackle, which is made by Jaden Patterson really close to the sticks. It'll be a yard shy at the 43.
They're going to go for it.
And it does appear like UCF's going to go for the 4th down. Both teams are 5 of 12 on 3rd down today.
Or just try to draw the Heels off.
Yeah, that's a good point. There have been a lot of 4th downs. Both teams are 100% today. Heels 3 of 3, UCF 2 of 2. Yeah, this could just be a draw-off. We'll see.
I think they're going for it.
They have a different quarterback in the game.
No, they're not.
As Jakari Brown had checked in, but
second charge
as
timeout.
Joe told you,
UCF
eventually takes the timeout. It will have
seconds.
one left, and we'll see what the Knights decide to do. I mean, I doesn't feel like this is one you go for it when you're up by 18.
Wouldn't surprise me, though.
I mean, it's
honestly.
not. I'm not talking from the rub it in standpoint.
Right.
I'm talking from the even just game strategy standpoint. 6:42 to go. You're up by 18. If you don't get it, Carolina has a short field. You can punt and potentially pin the Heels pretty far back with a good punt, and the offense it's been laborious even on scoring drives for Carolina. It has not been explosive. It has been very difficult to work down the field.
They're going for it.
But they sure are leaving the offense on the field.
Better get a lot of human beings really close to that line of scrimmage. With 11 in the ball game, this thing's going straight up the pipe.
This is the 9th play of the drive. The Miami transfer Jakari Brown stays in at QB. He's the best runner. Montgomery to his right. Shotgun snap. Brown's going to keep it himself. Comes to the near side. Gets the corner turn. Steps out of bounds, but has the 1st down. They'll say he stepped out at the Tar Heel. Well, they're still moving down to the Tar Heel 43. Well, they end up giving him 14 yards on the play.
Yeah, did a good job looking like he was going to press it up the middle, then just bounce to the outside and had plenty of space over there.
6:15 and counting. Marching to the end of this one with UCF up 27-9. Brown stays in. He'll keep it himself. He wants a touchdown. And he's dragged down on the run at the 39-yard line, gain of 4.
Yeah, I think we're about ready to get a heavy dose of Brown.
He's a great runner. Told you earlier in the game, had 106 yards on just 5 carries last time out against North Carolina A&T. That was 2 weeks ago. So UCF looks like it's going to improve to 3-0. They're at Kansas State next week at noon. Again, Carolina will have a week off before Clemson comes to town. See where the Heels go from there. Design quarterback run. Brown steps through 3 Tar Heel tackles, Coleman Bryson hustling on the play, saves an enormous run as Brown is taken down at the 30. Multiple heels, including Abuchide, had a chance much earlier in the sequence.
Yeah, good job shaking through the tackles, but big pickups.
12th play of the drive upcoming for UCF.
This drive started on what, the 7-yard line?
Back at the 7, yes, all the way to the Carolina 30. So 63 yards already on this drive for UCF as they bleed the clock away. Jackson back in. He's going to hand off, and the Tar Heels having none of it this time as Nixon is slung down. Bayer, I believe it was Leroy Jackson as well in there for Carolina. May have been Isaiah Johnson in the mix too. Transfer from Arizona. 2nd and 10. And it was Johnson credited with that last tackle for the Heels. Oh, Jackson pulls the ball away, throws right side, and caught. Nice play there. Almost.
That was dangerous.
Intercepted. Tar Heels had a man kind of between Jackson and the intended receiver who jumped up, couldn't quite get there, as Waden Charles makes the catch at the 24.
Yeah, that was a little too close for comfort for UCF. Andrew Simpson jumped up. That ball's 6 inches lower. There's a chance he picks that off and goes the distance with it.
3rd and 4. The clock still moving. 3:38 and counting. Been a long drive for UCF in a game full of them. Jackson on the play action. The pass is dropped. Dropped at the 10-yard line. Again, it was Waden Charles. Just had it slip through his hands. That would have been a first down and certainly a catchable ball.
Looks like they're going to go for it again on 4th down with what, 4 to go?
So this will be the 7th time that one of these two teams has gone for it on 4th down. They are a combined 6 of 6. This is 4th and 4 from the Carolina 24. And UCF's going to take its last timeout.
Timeout.
We'll take it with them.
Timeout on the field.
The 15th play of this drive is upcoming. UCF has had drives of 13 and 14 plays. Carolina had a 19-play drive. It's a 15-play effort for UCF, which is 4th down when we return. The Knights trying to salt a win away. 27-9. UCF, 3:26 to go, 4th quarter from Learfield.
Hey, Tar Heel fans, it's college football season, and SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of Hail Marys and walk-on heroes. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the action this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to North Carolina football games or to any other live event in your area, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of the North Carolina Tar Heels. Let's go Tar Heels! SeatGeek.
This is Tar Heel football from Learfield.
At Reed's Jewelers, we know that the rules of engagement were made to be broken. So don't settle for the first ring you see in the case. When you put a ring on it, make the moment your own with something that's just as unique as your love. Whether you're going big, keeping it subtle, or finding a happy medium, we're here to help you say I do with a one-of-a-kind design. Because doing things your way is what makes them mean everything. Reed's Jewelers, an official partner of Tar Heel Sports. Visit your local Reed's Jewelers in-store or online at reeds.com to chat with an expert.
Penn Station is all in for Tar Heel Tuesdays. Celebrate football season in the Tar Heel State with Penn Station. Buy one sub, get a small sub free. That's every Tuesday, all season long at participating locations. Join Penn Station Rewards or our email club for details. Terms do apply. Love your sub at Penn Station. Craveable subs and Tar Heel spirit. It's all here at Penn Station.
Farm Bureau scoreboard says 27-9 UCF with 3:26 to go. The Knights appear to be going for a fourth down when action resumes. Don't forget, we'll have our Coke postgame report after this one. Dave will get you up to date on stats, scores, have a quick word with Coach Belichick as well, as the Tar Heels, it appears, not going to get what they wanted here in Orlando, down 27-9 against UCF. Some scores from other games on that North Carolina Farm Bureau scoreboard. Auburn on top of Oklahoma, 17-16 in the fourth quarter. Nebraska just scored a touchdown, but still down by 3 to Michigan, 30-27. Duke leads NC State 38-26 in the fourth quarter in Durham. UCF does leave the offense on the field, certainly in field goal range, but up 27-9, trying to continue to burn this clock and not give Carolina any more opportunities. It's 4th and 4. Jackson with pressure in his face, dumps off the screen to Nixon near side. He's going to have the first down and more. Big collision with Hardy at about the 13 as Hardy does knock him out of bounds. Andrew Simpson was coming off the edge to try to get to Jackson. That left the flat open on that side, and UCF makes it pay off. So that is now, between the two teams, 7 of 7 on fourth down. On that 4th and 4, UCF gains 14.
Yeah, and that's just one of those plays that we talked about earlier, about they sort of hold it in the bag and wait to use it when they need to. With Carolina having to put pressure on, they just did a good job in the play action, slipped the back out on the field, pick up the first down.
This is only the 6th possession of the second half. Each team's had the ball 3 times. The game's just been melting away as Jackson keeps it himself, dances by some Tar Heels, and then takes a big shot at the 5. Gavin Gibson whiffed on a tackle at about the 10 as Jackson cut back. Jackson now over 60 yards rushing today. He's at 66 with a touchdown. 223 yards passing. Looks like UCF has found their quarterback for sure.
No doubt about that. 2nd
and goal from the 5. I think we will have the 2-minute timeout first, though, as UCF still huddled up with 2:05, 2:04. And they will wait for the 2-minute timeout. So 27-9 remains the score as we head to the 2-minute timeout. UCF moving to 3-0, it appears. Carolina will see its record dip to 2-2. For the moment, though, we'll take a break. Heels down by 18 from Learfield.
Lee's 24-hour Towing is family-owned and operated since 1995. We provide fast and reliable towing, recover service, and roadside assistance for Durham and Orange counties in North Carolina. No matter the day or time, our dispatchers can schedule service, and our towing operators are happy to assist your needs. Our promise is to offer fair and affordable pricing for all of our towing and recovery services. Our well-trained and certified operators will provide you with the highest level of customer service experience. Lee's 24-hour Towing, preferred hauler of Carolina football equipment.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Michaela's Mobile Spa, Michaela! Michaela got a quick business insurance quote from Progressive and chose from over 30 customizable coverages. Sure, it helps she's her only employee and does literally everything, but while others would rest on their laurels, Michaela was hard at work saving big. So take that, hypothetical other employee who doesn't exist. Be your own Michaela. See if you could save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage is not available in all states or for all vehicles and coverage selections.
Tar Heel fans, CPI is a proud partner of Carolina Athletics. Get the best defense with the Southeast leader in smart security. With CPI Security's professional installation and state-of-the-art 24/7 monitoring, you can rest assured knowing your home and business are protected. Plus, with our newest service, Night Guard, you can sleep soundly knowing CPI is on guard in the overnight hours. Contact us today to learn more at cpisecurity.com.
Most of the field, in fact, all of the field now covered in shade here in Orlando. Hot, steamy day, still a little sticky outside even as we've gotten later in the day into the evening. And in fact, we're right at 7 o'clock Eastern. So why don't we break 10 seconds for station ID. 27-9, UCF still on top. We'll break those 10 seconds down the lines on the Tar Heel Sports Network. UCF 27-9. This drive started back on the UCF 7-yard line. They have moved to the Tar Heel 5 in 16 plays. One of the themes of this game has been long, methodical drives from both sides, and UCF trying to put the punctuation on this one, and they do it with the handoff to Nixon, who gets into the end zone. 93-yard drive for UCF. Longest drive the Heels have allowed this season. $18 plays officially. Those 93 yards. 10:26 off the clock. $33-9 now the score.
Couple fourth down conversions really made the difference in that drive.
So as Ruelas comes to add the extra point, which is good. And we'll take another, well, we're going to keep it here. So Central Florida, UCF, has 3 scoring drives. I mean, they have 6 total, but they have 3 of them that have gone 13 plays in 6:37. A 14-play drive that took 7:44 off the clock, and now an 18-play drive that took nearly 10 and a half minutes off the clock. So those 3 drives alone, trying to do some quick math in my head here, you're up to 17, 23, right around 24, 25 minutes of possession time in just those 3 drives. Carolina had the one long drive as well. That was 19 plays that took almost 9 minutes off the clock. It's now 34-9. The possession time, 33-34 for UCF. Carolina 24-32. And Joe, I mean, a couple of the main events leaving this game for Carolina. One, the inability to get off the field defensively on 3rd and 4th down. You know, the Knights have combined 9 of 17 on 3rd and 4th down combined, 5 and 13 on 3rd down, 4 of 4 on 4th down. You've got Carolina's turnovers early, which set up a score for UCF and then took away a great scoring opportunity for Carolina. And then that middle 8 that coaches talk about all the time, those last couple of minutes before halftime and coming out of halftime, that UCF, huge plays in that sequence to score 2 touchdowns that really felt like that was the deciding point of the ball. Not the deciding point, but that's what gave UCF a really dominant advantage in the game.
And you got to give UCF credit. I mean, they made the plays when they had to make the plays. But I tell you, when Tyler Thompson is 13-3, had them wrapped up, Tyler Thompson had a sack. If we get that sack, then it's a whole different deal. But instead, he escapes. They go down, score the touchdown, which was just a backbreaker to make it 20-3. But in my key to the game to start the game, it couldn't have been more opposite in this game. And that was, I thought this would be a game of who could create the most explosive plays, and it was the absolute opposite. It was who could grind out the longest sustained drives, and that's exactly what UCF did today.
Verizon stats, UCF 368 yards, Carolina just 203. And so for the Tar Heels, again, 1:54 still to play here, but going into the open date, plenty of things for Carolina to figure out here, starting with the quarterback spot. Gio Lopez leaving on a cart. Did not look good. Don't know for sure, but it was an ugly-looking injury, right leg, and he was very clearly in pain and disappointed on the way out on the cart. You got that to figure out, both his health and if he isn't healthy, the direction you go. Certainly Max Johnson has come in and played some solid snaps here, and you've got some young talent behind him. You've got to figure out, if you're Carolina, again, the 3rd down defense against the power conference opponents.
Right.
Getting off the field defensively, and then having some tough times in the second half defensively. as well. Now, some of that says the kickoff will be a touchback. Some of that has been how much Carolina was on the field earlier in the game that just naturally is going to eventually show up again later in the game. All things that the Tar Heels will discuss moving forward, as they will have the ball at the 25-yard line after the long drive and touchdown, and then the touchback.
And you can see the ebb and flow. Like the Carolina red zone had the last two games had done great defensively in the red zone. This week, UCF 6 for 6 in the red zone.
Max Johnson tunnel screen. Clower, the freshman, has it with a head of steam, gets to the far sideline. He's near midfield before he shuffles out of bounds.
And that's what Clower earlier in the game.
Flag is down, Joe, in the secondary.
Holding. Offense, number 82. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. It's first down.
So Leacock called for the hold. That is going to be a downfield penalty.
Clower's got a little get up and go.
Yeah, Clower, freshman from Lakeland, Florida. So the hold occurred at the 40. So the ball will be marked at the 30. It is still first down. It'll be 1st and 5 for the Tar Heels. Carolina does have one timeout left, but obviously down by 25 now at 34-9. Don't think they'll use it. Clower comes in motion to have two men on either side of the formation. Carolina sets up another screen. Johnson's throw was low, caught by Leacock, but because of the inaccuracy of the throw, really couldn't do much with it after he caught it. It's no gain on the play. I'll bring up third down. Or excuse me, second down. That was 1st and 5. Another screen set up. This one's a floater to Hood. And Hood
back
dancing
inside.
Around. Yep, dancing around after he caught it instead of getting north and south. And that brings up third down. It's again no gain on the play.
Yeah, I wasn't exactly sure what Caleb was doing there. He made the first guy miss, and then all the green grass was back to the inside.
It'll be a loss of 1 in total. 3rd and 6 upcoming. Clock is under 30 seconds, so just about done here in Orlando. Long throw from Johnson is too high on the near numbers to Clower. And that'll stop the clock with 17 seconds to go. Heels probably going to go for this here.
Yeah. Got a week off, time to regroup, get ready for Clemson.
Yep, Tar Heels need to take some steps forward for sure. Fourth down. Johnson, quick throw, and in and out of the hands of Clower on the far numbers at the 35. And so that will be a turnover on downs. UCF will just need to take a knee, and this one will be done. So the Knights are going to start this drive at the 29, but again, this is likely just a one-play kneel down. 13 seconds to go. UCF is in the kneel down formation, and that will do it. As Carolina falls to 2-2 on the season, UCF has now won 16 consecutive games with Scott Frost as its head coach, dating back to his first tenure back in 2017. They moved to 3-0 on this year. It is the worst non-conference road loss by margin for Carolina since 2018. They fall by 25 points. 34-9, the final score. We'll get to the Coke postgame report here in Orlando after this. Disappointing afternoon for the Heels as they fall to 2-2 with the loss. It's Carolina football from Learfield.
At Reed's Jewelers, we know that the rules of engagement were made to be broken. So don't settle for the first ring you see in the case. When you put a ring on it, make the moment your own with something that's just as unique as your love. Whether you're going big, keeping it subtle, or finding a happy medium, we're here to help you say I do with a one-of-a-kind design. Because doing things your way is what makes them mean everything. Reed's Jewelers, an official partner of Tar Heel Sports. Visit your local Reed's Jewelers in-store or online at reeds.com to chat with an expert.
You're not